It's a blind Monday. Sunday.
Good morning, gearheads. It's Sunday. Your stomach is full of roasted tomato soup, and you're ready for the Blind Mike Project. Go to blindmike.net for all Blind Mike links, which includes links to Why Are You Laughing and links to the BTH Patreon show. On today's show, Shane Gillis and Tony Hinchcliffe versus Chelsea Handler at the Kevin Hart Roast. Dave Smith embarrasses Adam Sosnick again. Jasleen Singh is determined to ruin her husband's career, examining a Mitch Hedberg ripoff, and more. And now, here's your host, a man who enjoys long, epic silences, punctuated by the crinkling sound of a performative religious book, Blind Mike Geary.
Oh, Archer, thank you for reminding me it's Soup Month.
Yeah, is it?
I forget.
Well, very good chow.
I know. I
It's
forgot
amazing.
we're in the throes of Soup Month.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
It looked amazing, Kragers. My God, I was salivating through the TV screen.
That reminds me, what stake do you have in Very Good Chow that we discovered last week?
20% ownership. Craig hasn't agreed yet, but we're gonna get there. Like,
You're like, it's very important to me that you retweet this.
well,
I thought maybe you knew a kid that was dying or something. I was like, what could I possibly help with? And it's the Very Good Chow link.
Mike, there's this little thing called Friends, and well, just helping Kragers. You know what I've been doing lately? I've been posting his show in old ladies' Facebook groups, so hoping like grandmas stumble upon it and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Can I tell you? And he doesn't know we do this when he's not here. So it'll never get back to him as long as
He does not watch.
Yeah. So just no one tell him. I kind of enjoy it.
It's amazing. It's really good.
I don't know if I'm enjoying it like ironically, but like I think he's doing a good job with that. No?
He's poured himself into it, and it like the editing is good, the shots look good. I watched it twice. I don't do that. So does the food look good? Like does it look good.
Yes, so good.
Restaurant quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the key to all this. As long as the food is good, I think you might have something here.
Now I know why he got married so quick. He can cook.
Yes.
Yes.
I have never seen his wife, but I know he's hitting above his pay grade, if you know what I'm saying, because
Hell
of
yeah.
that cooking.
Light years from what I hear. Yeah.
Yes. Man can cook.
Well, yeah, go check out Very Good Chow. It's very important to KC that you watch.
Please do.
New episode out now. Roasted tomato soup or something.
Not enough cheese for me, but I still would have ate it and give it a 9+.
Yeah, we'll save that for the comments section.
All right, yeah. I'll be in there with the old gray hairs. What is this?
Casey, and I don't mean to deprive you guys of this, but I wanna promote my friends at HackRideStudios.com. Casey told me he had a real good rant prepared about the Portland Trail Blazers, and I said, Casey, I'm nothing if not magnanimous, and I'm gonna deprive myself of that, and I'm gonna say save it for Unboxing Eric or any of the many good shows over there at HackRide Studios. So if you're Mike, I wish you gave it to us now. You're gonna have to wait. But go to HackRideStudios.com and you will get that Portland Trailblazers talk.
Yeah, if you hate Jeff Dye, come on over. We got a story for you.
What else is new with you two?
Not much. We're going to probably do a music show tonight or tomorrow. New Active Child album is out, and it's a banger, Mike. Maybe the album of the summer, although it's the summer belongs to Sublime, I got to say. They're back. They're back, baby.
What is this? Explain the show to me. I don't know if I know this one.
We listen to a new record and we go through it. And we listened to it a while before, so we really love this record, and then we share it with people who may not know it.
You don't get taken care of for that?
We do it on Rumble, then put it over on Patreon. So it's not a YouTube show. We start on YouTube. We sort of finger you, and then we finish you off over on Rumble.
That's right.
Very nice.
You got to do foreplay, Mike. That's important.
Go support these two. Electra, I'm surprised we get her on this show anymore. A big star.
She's everywhere. Holy
What?
Frankly, obnoxiously everywhere.
I told her overexposure is bound to happen.
I'm trying to stop it. I'm trying to stop this roll.
Tweets. What happened? How all of a sudden, I think I know, after she was ranked 5th.
Way too low.
In the
Way too low. She had to go in her hoe phase after that, Mike.
sexiest women competition. Yeah, so I think that's what happened. But is that what's going on? Why are you such a big star now?
I don't know. Honestly, stop it, please. I'm
I let her out of the
overwhelmed.
cage, Mike, and look what happened. God
It's
damn.
only going to entice some of these people more. So
Back in the cage, you.
look for Electra all over the place. Yeah, and watch Very Good Chow. BlindMike.net is where you can find this program. Craig wants to come on later, you said?
Yes, he does.
He's here right now.
He's always with us, Mike.
Craig, completely unnecessary to the process. I think I can handle it. But Craig said, no, I don't trust you to talk about Chelsea Handler. So as long as if there's an opportunity to call a woman a bitch, Craig suddenly cares about the show.
He texts me, he's like, you need blacks on this week? I go, what, Craig?
Dear.
No, but Chelsea's on. He's like, I'll be there.
He'll settle for liberal women. All right, fine. I'll criticize them.
Love you, Curtis.
Yeah, so maybe Craig will grace us with his presence. Very exciting.
Also,
like,
why am I doing the show if Craig can be here again? This brings this up again.
Yeah, that's strange also.
I mean, I love doing it. So spot's taken, Craig. Fuck
No,
off.
but you're right. He's waiting. Like he's just sitting there waiting for us to call him. Well, yeah. BlindMike.net is where you can find all our stuff. We just did. If you're like Craig and you want to call a woman a fucking bitch, then go check out our episode about the epic downfall of Amy Schumer that we did on Why Are You Laughing. People, of course, saying it's amazing. I criticized her for an hour, and people are like, you went too easy on her, man.
You're ball washing.
I don't know what yeah, exactly. I don't know what you want me to do. And I had Craig there to pepper in some C words and whatnot, you know. But we tried our best. But go check it out. Call me a liberal pussy in the comments, and that's available for YouTube and Patreon members right now. Also, for members, tomorrow night I'll be live with the Tookster. Me and Tukey are victims of the Shuli Mafia.
Uh-oh.
People are mad. This is only a couple comments, but I got comments where they're like, "So you hate Shuli now, huh?" And I'm like, "What? I don't remember saying anything like that." If you question this GoFundMe, you're dead to a group of people. So, me and Tukey, I'm sure we'll talk about that and many other things tomorrow night on B&T, episode 3 of B&T. B&T has kind of become one of those things where people are like, it's sort of the Brian Dunkelman effect, where people are like, did there used to be another guy hosting this thing?
Yeah, what happened to Cardiff?
Who?
What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
Good riddance. Stay in Italy. We don't need you. No, it'll be good to have Cardiff back whenever he returns, but me and Tukey have been holding the fort down.
No carbs in summertime. That's my rule too.
All right, shall we take care of business here? Shall we get into some business finally?
Absolutely.
that.
We have a lot today, Mike. So where would you like to start?
Powering through these. Where did I say we were starting with Tommy Afters?
After tonight, yeah. This is an interesting show.
We got a shout out on After Tonight, a show I enjoy. I got the sense they aren't a big fan of mine. I think they were kind of fucking with me, which is also funny. So check out After Tonight, YouTube's only comedy late night show. Every Wednesday, I think. But go check out Tommy Afters on After Tonight. That is the show that hosted Jeff Dye and Ben Avery. We covered the Jeff Dye, Ben Avery beef last week. So I checked in this week to see if they had any updates, and they mentioned us. So let me hear. But I've been calling for an impression of me. I have a very weird voice. People make fun of it all the time. I'm amazed that there hasn't really been a good impression. It's not perfect, but we're getting close. Tommy Afters has something here. So let's hear the impression of me that he did.
But I'll say this, Mark, you know, were the real star of the interview. I got to say this. You really shone brightest during that interview. And I have a few pictures to prove it. You know, I heard Blind Mike talking about it. Shout out to Blind Mike. He was like, I don't know. It seemed like, you know, it was pretty weird, but it was a good thing. It's all going pretty interesting. They're good guys. But I'm like, Blind Mike, you missed 90% of the interview because Mark was convulsing at every single different thing.
So they show a bunch of facial expressions that Mark was doing, but that's not a terrible. He's got my cadence down a little bit. It doesn't sound like me, but like I get where he's going.
It's a little bit like, hey, boo boo, I'm talking to you.
Yes. I don't know if I sound like that, but
well, now I'm hearing it. God damn it! God damn you after tonight.
I like Tommy Afters very much. I think they're doing. I think it's shtick a little bit. I think he's playing a bit of a character. But
I think so. We're in that guy we don't mention here's territory here. You know that.
Yes, I don't want to. There are a lot of people I find funny that I get what they're doing, and I'm like, hey, buddy, let's talk. Come on the show, and then they just hate me for a long time. So I don't want Tommy Afters to fall in that category, but I thought he did a good job with this whole thing. He played clips of my Joke World interview. And he was like, right here, I can tell Blind Mike's falling asleep. I thought that was very funny. So, but they mentioned me again. I forget what this is.
This is your new nickname, Mike, which, by the way, let's hope it doesn't stick.
Yeah, thank Casey Day for this. When you ask about the imaging, I lose control. I have no control of what goes up on the screen. I mean, to be fair to Casey, you can become a gearhead on Patreon or YouTube right now. So I guess
what you had.
I guess I did it to myself. But, you know, it doesn't need to be in everyone's face. But they did notice a very subtle thing in our imaging for the program here.
Yeah. I was getting trolled, I guess, but I couldn't believe what was happening. So it was a wild, wild show. And, of course, I watched like, if anybody sent me anything, they're talking about after a night, they're watching the video. I watched it. Blind Mike, first of all. For being blind, he did a great job. For being blind, excellent. Excellent. And did you know that there's gears spinning? Did you notice like his motif is gears spinning with Blind Mike? Have you ever seen this? Is a YouTube channel. You never noticed that?
I've seen it briefly. But
I haven't heard about this? I found out it's because his last name is Lugnut. Did you know that?
No, that's a stage name.
I don't know. I think it's a
stage name. Like I would choose that.
Lugnut.
His sound effect, not my sound effect, by the way. Just say.
Oh, that was?
Yeah, that was his sound effect.
I assume that was you.
No, see, I have to say it now.
Mike Lugnut.
Blind
Mike the Lugnut. And so shout out to Lugnuts.
Shout out to Tommy Afters. I think they do a good job. We seem to have some similar interests. So maybe we'll be talking about them again in the future. But I enjoy what Tommy Afters is doing. Go check them out on After Tonight every Wednesday, I think.
Mikey Lugs could stick. I'd be careful. I'd be careful with that one.
We'll see if all the names. That's not Mike Lugnut. I'm not in love with it. It doesn't feel like it has staying power. But you guys are in control of that, I suppose.
I like how he put pen to paper.
Yeah, he's getting the
go.
weird. Yeah.
I like his Leno impression. That's my favorite part of that, right?
Yes, yeah. No, it's a good show.
Mike, I think we have
super chats.
few here to start the show. Electra, you're up.
At Backdoor Benji coming in with $4.99. Great intro, DJE. Have a good show, guys. I'll be listening to audio later.
America's
Thank you so much, Benji.
Yeah, Electrify.
At Last Dabbler Standing, also $4.99. Sorry for being late. Was watching B Dabbler with Karmic. Oh dear.
Oh, is he on right now? I didn't realize.
Oh,
that.
he's been on. It's been a moment.
Oh,
Karmic.
I thought you meant Tukey. I thought Tukey was live right now or something.
Well, yeah, he's on Karmic's show.
Mike,
Or
Karmic's
was.
voice.
I think it's done now.
Mike, right now, Karmic's voice sounds something like an alien mixed with a Muppet. Like he has drinking himself and talked himself into a voice I have never heard before a human. I'm not telling people to go check it out, but you will see clips of it this week for Dabbleverse Live.
What's the scuttlebutt? What's going on with those two? I don't know this.
Felicia broke up with him.
I knew
Time's
that.
a charm. Yeah.
He's still spiraling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor
Yes.
bastard.
Yes.
All right.
Well, at least he's Tukey there to console him.
One last terrible super chat. Go ahead.
Oh no.
At PSA 8 Chad for $2. Thank you, Mike, for saving us from a shitty Casey rant.
Yeah, fuck you, PS. It was a good.
Listen, we don't deserve it, is what I'm saying. Like, it was going to be too good for us. I say go to HackRide's channel, and you'll get it there.
Fuck you, Jeff Dye. There, I just did it. All right. Time for a little MATARESE.
Little Joe Matarese check-in. This will be quick. But I just, I left you guys hanging. You were all excited. I know Electra Fry.
Yeah.
I keep calling
Play
you
my
Electra.
voicemail?
No. I know Electra was very excited. I know some other people that may have called in as well and left voicemails because Joe Matarese is moving back to Philadelphia and needs us to be a part of it for some reason. We are part of the decision making. It's amazing. We're part of the decision making. Like Electra has more say in this than apparently his wife does, which I find very interesting. But this is just a quick update. 3 friends, 1 booth is back after a 3 or 4 week hiatus. It's always good to start a podcast and then have no consistency when you come back. But they're back after a bit of a break, and there wasn't much going on this episode, but I just wanted to update you guys on the road back to Philly.
There's no control, dude.
No.
None. Yeah,
No.
you can't deny.
You talk a good game, though.
Yeah, you're all full of
You
shit.
do.
I started a side podcast called The Road Back to Philly, and
It didn't work.
I didn't even tell my wife. And all her friends are calling her like, "What's this fucking shit? You guys are moving?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to move in 5 years back.
You're never coming back.
I want to move back to South Jersey or Philly. I want to live in Center City in an apartment.
I live in
That's where
Center
wanna
City
go.
in an apartment.
Because my wife has to go to New York City a lot for her job. So I was like, if we lived there, you just get on the freaking train, you go up, and you come back.
Yeah.
When I met her, she lived in the city.
So why won't she come back?
Well, because her sister,
She has a job, you jackass. She's supporting the family. She's putting 2 kids through college. She's supporting you. Why not just give in to that one and be like, I guess we got to live where you want, honey. I understand, you should be a man and have some say. But if your wife entirely funds your, dream to pretend you're a stand-up comedian, then maybe you say, let's live in the neighborhood she wants, instead of this obsession with Philly. When you're not even actually from Philly, you're from South Jersey. I get that they kind of claim Philadelphia, but like, it is weird to be like, I'm just such a Philly guy. I'm so entrenched in Philly. Where are you from? A different state.
If you're gonna go ahead, Electra.
No, he's claiming something that he's not even from there.
He's from South Jersey, which I know if you're from South Jersey, it's just easier to say Philadelphia. Like I grew up in Western Mass, which is essentially a different state than Eastern Mass. Oh. But it's just easier if you're out of town for people to be like, where are you from? It's like, oh, Boston area. Like, it's just easier. So, and I guess that's Philadelphia to South Jersey.
Gotcha.
Is there a tax benefit to moving from where he is to Pennsylvania? I've heard Philadelphia is awful. Why would you move to Philadelphia?
Is it better than New York, though? Probably, right? I'm sure not much, but...
Like, I live by the beach in Los Angeles. I'm in heaven. These people are idiots. Move, people!
Let's continue. Maybe it starts to make sense. Let him explain.
Your family's all there.
Your family's
That's
here.
I know.
She
I
works
said
in
I
New
lived
York.
near your family while we raised our kids for 20 plus years. I think I should get to be able to live near my friends and family for the next part of our life.
How's that working?
I want to live in Florida for 3 months too. She's in for that.
It's funny. That's kind of the way, like, when you start dating someone that you feel like, oh, your family and your friends. After 20 years, they haven't kind of become your family, Joe. It's not like,
That is weird.
like you're saying, are you saying to your kids, like, oh, we're visiting your mom's family tonight? It's like you're kind of one big happy family. No, you haven't built a bond with them after 2 decades.
Jesus Christ. Next one up, the fan base.
Well, this is the thing, and this is what he's got to tell his wife. Like, listen, I know you've been supporting us essentially solely. Like, I'm sure Joe makes some money on doing the road, and by the road I mean southern New Jersey. Joe makes a few dollars, I'm sure, but his wife is really the one paying the bills here. But how do you gotta appease the fan base? If you want Joe to flourish, then he's gonna need something from you, sweetheart.
I mean, you better tell your wife we got to make this move soon.
Well, no, this isn't a soon move because my daughter's only going into 9th grade. I got 4 more years.
Oh, all right.
It's a 4-year podcast curve.
Okay.
Road back to Philly.
Keep doing those jokes about
He
your.
set himself up for 5 years of arguing. For the next 5 years. Like, maybe just start to casually mention it. Gently nudge her in that direction. Why start arguing now? Like, can we please move to Philadelphia so that I can say I'm an Eagles fan?
I love that, like, he does mundane stuff. Like, I'm calling the cable companies in Philly today. What are the pricing like in 4 years? What's that going to be like?
How much Philly content can you do? What is this podcast gonna be?
The world will be different in 4 years. How could you prepare? I mean, what are you doing?
And I
Your
actually
wife-
looked for that podcast, Road Back to Philly, and I couldn't find it.
Oh, it
so-
doesn't
He
exist.
does. He doesn't put them out. I mean, that would be.
He said he started it already.
No, he
I know.
started.
That's the weird thing about Joe. He's like, I started a podcast. He promoted it. He gave a voicemail line, which he did delete, by the way. I don't know what we know. We've started to learn here that Electra is known for her completely vulgar and crass language. So I don't know what she left on that voicemail.
It was amazing.
Oh,
I should
racial
have recorded
slurs.
it.
Did we learn that about you recently?
What's
Horrible
that?
racist.
Horrible. No.
So God knows what she said to Joe Matarese to make him delete that post.
Only your pussy is racist, Mike. Hey,
Jesus.
If when you'll be out, you'll be living here by yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to be divorced.
No.
No. I need
Be
her.
broke if you're
Great medical benefits. She does well.
Is that why you married her?
She's got a PhD. She makes good money.
You got ADHD and she's got a PhD.
Yeah.
You could
got
just
you.
travel and you could just be a comic and just travel around.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. You don't want to live in the wrong. My fan base is starting to grow down here, and I just decided recently, I'm like, I don't want to perform for anybody except Philly. So you got to be a Philly sports fan, or I don't want to do comedy.
Do you think Shane Gillis is playing Lincoln Financial Field in June? And I can hear them already chanting, Joe, 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 Joe. We don't want you, Shane. Joe is Philly's first son.
I hear they're so nice in Philly to outsiders, by the way.
My fan base is really growing in Philly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's our Joe Matarese update. I don't know much, but as I mentioned before, that is the best version of his podcast. Now, it's not good. People always misconstrue what I say here. When I say it's the best version, they mistake me. They think, oh, Mike likes it and thinks it's good. No, of course not. But based on the Joe Matarese scale, it's one of the better versions of the podcast that he's done. So, Joe, stick with it. You got a swell group of guys around you. Get a little snuff on whoever that is. So it's getting big guests. Yeah. So Joe, keep at it is all I'm saying. All right. Should we get into some real news now? Can we start the show finally?
Yes, Joe Rogan is saying some things.
Joe Rogan and Theo Von. So I didn't think much of this clip when I saw it circulating. And I just thought it was whatever. I didn't think to talk about it. And then someone messaged me saying Theo responded to it, which I found surprising. And Theo's response was harsher than I would have expected. So we'll talk about that. But first, let's see the clip from the Joe Rogan Experience the other day where he talks about Theo Von. And just a quick, for anyone that doesn't remember, we talked about it on the program. Remember Theo had like what seemed like kind of a meltdown where he was on stage. He was filming his Netflix special. And he mentioned the idea of suicide, and people said he bombed and freaked out, and it was a terrible show. And he came out and addressed it and said it wasn't as bad as people were making it out, but it was like a tough set, and he wasn't being literal when he said that about killing himself, all that. But since then, he's kind of seemed like he's in a weird place. He did a very, I guess you'd call it touching thing about his mom a few weeks ago that even made like Owen Benjamin become normal and respond to it. So Theo's been in a weird place for a little while. I think he's a guy that got very famous very quickly. You know, he's been around for a long time, but like he skyrocketed the last couple of years. Like that podcast really took off to a different stratosphere in the last couple of years. And it seems like Theo's having a tough time adjusting to it, and Rogan talked about that on his podcast.
You know, I saw this clip and I actually slid into Theo's DMs and I said, if you ever need me, I'm here.
Electra is everywhere.
I am here.
All right, we're talking to a cartoon today.
Should break his heart too. Break his heart too, Theo. Watch out, Theo.
Theo Vaughn's going through the exact same thing. And last time I was on the podcast, he was explaining it to me. And it freaks me out because I know Theo has had conversations before, like even publicly. He had a Netflix taping and it didn't go well. It was like they actually they shelved it. They never used it. And you know, there was all these stories from people that were there saying he bombed. I think he just had a kind of a breakdown. And then he was talking to the crowd, and there's a video of it where he said, you know, the people were shaking, hey, we still love you. He goes, thank you. Look, I'm trying not to take my own life. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah. And like, you hear stuff like that, and you just go like, oh, Jesus Christ. I've known too many people that I didn't think were going to kill themselves and then did. And then he goes down these spirals where he starts talking about world events and freaking out. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I got to help this dude. And so I send him things about people getting off of them, and apparently there's some doctors that specialize in getting people off of them. But here's the thing about that chemical imbalance thing. That's not real. They used to think that that was what these things do, that they treated a chemical imbalance. But then recently, studies have shown that that is not what they do.
Well,
they don't.
Just to push back on Joe. And where Joe gets a lot of shit, and I've never really understood it. People will hear this and be like, oh, he's giving medical advice. It's like, no, he's just a guy talking about something that I think he's wrong about. So I don't know why people take him so literally. I get he has a big platform, but he's a pothead, dummy comedian, MMA commentator. Don't take him literally on this stuff. But like, I think he's wrong, and I'm going to disagree with him, but I'm also probably not right. I'm not a doctor either. But I was on, I guess, SSRIs, right? I was on Wellbutrin for a couple years to treat anxiety and depression. And for me, it had seemingly a positive effect. Now, maybe it was all mental. Maybe therapy helped me more than the medication. I can't tell you how much the medication actually helped. But like, you know, my life improved during the time that I was on it. So for me, it did help. For some people I've heard take the same medication that have a horrible time, and it has negative effects on it. So I think it's different for different people. Joe just has a habit of talking in these blanket statements. This is effective. This is not effective. Where like everyone's different and certain things work for certain people. The disconnect with me is where like people are like, he's giving medical advice again. It's like, it's just having a conversation that you can say he's wrong about. But the reason I didn't really blink at this segment, I just kind of assumed this was stuff that Theo had talked about in the past. And we'll get to evidently that not being the case, but let's finish this clip first.
That is not what they do. They don't exactly know what they do. And they kind of numb you in some sort of a way that helps some people.
Yeah, so that was all. I didn't take that as over the line until I saw Theo's tweet where I was very surprised. And he's always seemed to have a good relationship with Joe Rogan, but he tweeted this Friday night, I think.
Yeah, he said, this is mostly cap.
I had to look now at the age I had to look that up. I mean, lying, I guess.
I was going to look it up, but then I saw someone in the comments comment on it. I'm like, thank you. This is mostly cap. Sad to see this kind of stuff. I'm doing great. I'm a human being, which is a rocky ride, but I'm doing fine. Thanks.
Now, to Joe's credit, where he said, and I think Joe is coming from a good place, where genuine concern, where he's like, there are a lot of people in my life that have said they're doing fine that we're not. And I can attest to that. There are some people that make jokes about their mental state, but are kind of being serious. I fell into that category where like you can joke about stuff and it might not even be a pressing issue at the moment, but it comes from a place of reality. Maybe that's the category Theo is in. Maybe it's not. I do think Joe is coming from genuine concern. It is a little weird if you were really worried about the guy and you're not certain what he's talked about publicly with medication, it's weird to go on the biggest podcast in the world and be like, Theo's medication is bullshit, and I think he's in a bad way. But I guess to be fair to Joe, I thought he and Theo talked about this stuff when Theo was on a few weeks ago. But maybe I'm wrong. I was surprised Theo objected to it so much to call it basically lies, where he's like, this isn't correct. He didn't seem to like that Joe was talking about it publicly. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird that Joe felt so comfortable doing that with a guy he does seem concerned about, that he's just talking to Scott Horton or whoever the fuck he's talking to, like someone that doesn't know Theo at all.
Yeah, that's pretty much the worst thing you can do for someone that's going through it, is to put them on blast on the biggest podcast in the world about his mental health, and that's personal. I don't think, if he hadn't talked about it, I don't think it's cool at all. And it really just shows Joe's agenda to shit on SSRIs. We know he's against him. Okay, so he just took this chance to, pull out his agenda and platform that.
You're right. It is a time where he put that above whatever his relationship is with Theo, where it's like that got across. And he went on. I saw a longer version of the clip where he goes on to talk about Ari, and he said Ari Shaffir was one of those people who was on. He was depressed and he got on SSRIs, and I think he said, I forget if he said it helped him or what. I never heard that. Maybe Ari is public about that, but I've been a fan of Ari Shaffir's for a long time. I never knew he dealt with depression.
Right.
So I don't know if that's a public thing. Joe is very comfortable talking about that stuff just to make his own points.
Yeah, just to get his agenda out there.
Yeah, which does seem kind of shitty as a friend. And Joe is a guy who's talked about people that talk shit on, like Mark Maron or whoever. And he's like, oh, it's so weird when you see people talk about you and you're like, you have my phone number. We've heard a lot of people talk about that. Like Singh was talking about that. And I totally get that, where you're a public figure and you go on YouTube or Instagram and someone's like, here's the problem with Joe Rogan. And you're like, I know this guy. We've texted. So I get why that's weird, but Joe is now doing it where he's openly talking about, I don't think Theo's in a good place, man. I get the opposing argument would be, Theo has talked about this stuff to a degree publicly. Again, I don't know if he's talked about the medication he's on or anything. But he's talked about struggling. He talked about the Netflix special. He talked about stuff with his mom a few weeks ago in a very touching end of his podcast. So I don't know, when you're open about your life and you're on a platform that big, it is a sort of a gray area where it's like if we talked about Theo Von in this way, I don't think that would be over the line because Theo's a public figure. It's just weird that Joe has his phone number. If you're so concerned about him, give him a call. That's where I think people are like, Joe, what the fuck, man? And I think that's why Theo reacted in that way.
Well, it's weird because I just assumed all his friends thought Joe was a meathead, and it's sort of just a meathead response, like, cold plunge fixes everything, bro. Don't be depressed, just get in that cold water. And so if you're his friend, you're just like, Joe's a meathead. So the fact that Theo responded to this tells me that Theo's actually closer to the edge mentally than anyone could have suspected. And so that's where you don't fuck around with people.
That's true. And that's us recklessly speculating again. But that is true where that triggers, him responding like that might mean he is sensitive to it and doesn't want people talking about it. Which also tells me, Joe's saying he's so concerned. He's like, man, I'm really worried about Theo, and he's dealing with all these world issues, and his head's not clear. That Theo's response tells me Joe hasn't called him personally to talk about this. They talked about it on the podcast, and Joe's talked about it when he's not there. But it doesn't seem like Joe's concerned enough to be like, hey, you really need some help. Or the other end of this is, Joe's tried endlessly behind the scenes, and he's like, maybe if I talk about it on the podcast, that's what'll get through to him if a clip goes viral. That's me completely guessing. I'm sure that's not the case, but I guess that's a possibility.
We've covered all bases. We're good, Mike. We're good. Yeah. One of those has to be true. Also, if you're having issues, call 988 24/7. They even have a chat line. They'll talk you through it, talk you down.
It is good to talk to people. And if you're Theo Von, maybe it will help to hear people talk about him in that way. If he needs help, I hope he realizes it. If not, I hope people like Joe Rogan stop talking about it,
You know, Mike, one person who I would hope would call that line because of the horrible things they've done in their life, but doesn't seem to get it. Jasleen Singh.
There's a long way to go, but I'm
sorry. You get what I said.
Jasleen Singh is determined to make everyone hate her and disrespect her husband. Like, when this started, I was like, guys, we don't know their relationship. Behind closed doors, I'm sure things are different. And now she's exhausted me to the point of just being like, nah, I guess you're right. She's a bitch and doesn't care about her husband. Because we played last week, Andrew Schultz announcing that Akash is leaving the podcast. Akash didn't put anything out about it. There was no statement from him. There's no posts. He didn't come back for a final episode, nothing. So obviously Akash wanted to stay out of the public eye. What Jasleen has done is say, oh, perfect. You don't want to be famous anymore? I do. I can take your spot in the famous lineup. She has a lot of TikTok followers. I don't know if they're all there for the right reason, but she doesn't really seem to care. So let's watch some of her TikToks. And this is all after her husband was like, I am taking a break from public life. I want to lay low. All the stuff that happened with my wife, I think it would be irresponsible of me to be on this podcast. I want to focus on our relationship and my stand-up comedy, my craft. I want to focus on what's really important. Well, let's see what's really important to Jasleen Singh.
I don't know what kind of friends you guys have,
Disgusting.
but I'm really glad that I have a high benchmark for my friends.
She's eating with her mouth open. And, it's gross.
Really
And there's
leaning,
food all over her lips too. Ew.
really leaning into her attractiveness. Really getting the guys rock hard.
And I didn't just become friends with everyone. But my friends like all my shit. Every single post, they're all liking, they're all in the comments. They're all like, oh yeah, I saw your Instagram. Was that place good? They send it to their friends. Have a higher benchmark for your friends, because I'm tired of y'all complaining that your friends don't care about your content creator journey. Have a higher benchmark for your friends.
Incredible.
Like
It's incredible. Her life is social media. And by friends, it seems like she means followers.
Content creator journey. I'm stuck on it. I can't move past it.
Like if you were like, oh, are you hanging out with your friends? And I was like, oh, you mean Chef Lewis and Dang Lizard? I hang with them every Sunday.
Yeah, me and Vagina Wrinkle going fishing.
I get uncomfortable when my friends are like, so is there anything new with Stuttering John? No, leave me alone. Let's talk about anything. Please leave me alone. I don't want to talk about my creator journey with you. Jasleen Singh, if you couldn't understand her while she's stuffing her face.
Oh, it's disgusting.
She's saying, have a higher bar for your friends. Only surround yourself with people that like your Instagram reels and comment on them, you go girl, or whatever the fuck they're supposed to say. That's the other. People like Jasleen are very like, oh, your friends should comment on all your stuff. But also, your friends should never say anything negative about you. So people are only your friends if they say really positive stuff about you. Because when she's like, oh, I know people that that didn't like what I was posting about my husband. I was like, oh, I guess we're not real friends. It's like, or maybe they're the best friends you have because they were concerned about how horrible you look in this situation.
She's like the HOA of friends. You have to follow these rules to be this friend. Your lawn's too long.
Yeah.
for a man, like if a girl's not loyal.
Oh, go
and,
back.
maybe,
I want to see what's the difference between men and women, Jasleen. No one's covered that before. I want to see what's wrong with men.
that your friends don't care about your content creator journey. Have a higher benchmark for your friends, like you would for a man. Like if a girl's not loyal, and like maybe she's not the friend for you.
So disloyal are people, and Electra, take note here. I haven't seen you liking my Instagram posts. Loyal women are those who like this is a 30-year-old, by the way. She's not 12. This is a 30-year-old woman being like, yeah, if these hoes, if these hoes aren't liking your Instagram posts, they ain't loyal. They are disloyal bitches you need to cut out of your life.
Treat you how you let them treat you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you need to also set the expectation. Like, I'm a great fucking friend. I'm a loyal friend, and I expect the same in turn for my friends. And I doubt that they didn't show signs of this before you started social media. Because I actually had the opposite, not even problem, I had the opposite experience. As soon as I started joining social media, not only were all my friends super encouraging, super supportive, liking all my shit, there's like random people that I hadn't talked to in years, like not super close with, were like, oh.
I'll give her credit for being original, because you know the hack advice would be like, hey, stay off your phone, social media is toxic, you know, go out, stop and smell the roses, touch grass, as they say. Jasleen has the polar opposite advice, where she's like, be on your phone more. Like, you're not a real friend if you're not constantly updated on what I'm posting on TikTok.
Yeah, what's your screen time like? Get that up there. Pop that up.
Get that number up as high. It should be as close to 24 hours as you can get.
24? I mean, I have 5 phones. I'm over 100 hours. Like, I am burning the midnight oil.
Oh my God, I love that you started posting, blah, blah, blah. Like, people from my elementary school reached out to me.
Oh, they're good friends. By the way, people from elementary school, that means they haven't talked to her in, what, 25 years or something? 20 years, maybe? And they're texting each other going, look what this bitch is doing. He's humiliating her husband. Her husband had to leave one of the biggest podcasts in the world because of this bitch. Oh, hey, Jasleen. No, really cool stuff on TikTok lately.
Oh, is that chocolate chip all over your lip while you're doing it on Instagram? That's totally cool.
Lean into that. No. You don't want people to think you're attractive. Be as disgusting as possible. That could be your thing.
No, and that's what you need in your life. Higher standards for yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Higher standards.
the audacity.
Yes, it's disgusting.
Higher standards.
All right,
Higher
up next.
standards than poo face on your clips. I mean, this is bad. Jesus.
Look at this face, Electra. Here we go. One called Think Pieces, Mike.
Okay, so she's addressing all the, people like us, people that are reacting to her and her relationship with her husband. So she's going to clap back at the haters.
You know, like, people always ask me, like, how are you so unaffected by, like, all these think pieces about you? Because I don't believe...
I see you talking about it nonstop, and it's kind of the only interesting thing about you. How are you so unaffected by that?
How is the only thing you ever talk about something you never talk about?
It's like if you talk to me, well, like if someone commented on the Blind Mike project and I have the sunglasses on and everything, and people were like, you never really mentioned your disability. Why is that? Just completely out of touch. It's not only the only thing she talks about, it's the only thing she's known for. No one gives a fuck about her fashion tips or her whatever I don't know. She wants to be, this is an amazing type of person now, where she wants to be a social media influencer. And say what you want about people like John Cirasani, my old friend from WATS. John Cirasani wants to be an influencer. So he said, well, let me focus on business and gambling. 2 things I'm interested in and know about. And he said, I'm a gambling influencer. I'm a business influencer. Jasleen just has this dream of being an influencer. Well, what are you influencing people to do? Whatever. just what I guess so far we've got, get your screen time up. That's what she's influencing people to do. But she has, it's like people who want to be famous. Like Bo Burnham at a show, Zach Stone is going to be famous. And he was playing a kid that just wants to be known. Like, he didn't have a thing. He didn't get into music or art or anything in particular. He just wanted to be a known person. And at the time when Bo Burnham did that, it was like, here's where society's heading. And now we're fully there, watching Jasleen just be like, just make me famous. Just like my videos. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about. I could be stuffing my face. Just like my videos and talk about me. So in her mind, like, this video that I'm doing right now is good for her. And it's much, much better for her if Too Lazy to Try covers her, or Podcast Cringe or any of these people. Like, that's good for her. Hey, people are talking about me, And all press is good press. But she's not building a fan base. This is not, at least with Brendan Schaub. Say what you want about him. Brendan Schaub has fans. It is far outweighed by the homeless cats and people of that ilk. But Brendan Schaub, like when we make a video about Brendan Schaub, I have people in the comments being like, "Oh, you're just jealous. They've done a successful show for so many years, blah blah blah." Like Brendan Schaub has people that like some of the stuff he puts out. Jasleen Singh is a zoo animal where people go to watch her and be like, "Ah, this is her habitat, huh? Like this is how she lives. This is what she's doing. Oh, look, she's shitting on her mate. Isn't that do all animals do that, or is that just exclusive to these two? Where like you just go to watch her, like engage with the world, I guess." And people are like, "Boy, she's not handling this well." There's no one who's like, "Oh no, I really like Jasleen Singh's podcast," because she doesn't have one. Like, there's nothing you can follow of Jasleen's where people are like, "No, this is really good."
She has a strong Elisa Jordana vibe to me, where she just exists to be online. There's nothing to do with it. It's just you just watch her exist in life.
Yeah, yeah.
And now here she is on Think Pieces.
You know, like, people always ask me, like, how are you so unaffected by, like, all these think pieces about you? Because I don't believe that they truly believe that. I think a majority of them don't really believe how strongly they're saying something, but they want to appease their certain fan base, whether it's liberal or red pill or, like, moderate, leftist.
My head is spinning. What the fuck is she talking?
I don't know. She went politics on us.
So like me, right now I'm commenting on Jasleen. I'm doing a think piece, as she calls it. Which one of these am I appealing to? Probably the libs, because I'm a cuck. So I'm appealing to liberals right now, or people who are red-pilled. It's amazing also, she kind of spans everybody. She's like, you know, the people that come after me, they want to appeal to an agenda, whether it's liberal, red-pilled, somewhere in the middle. It's like, oh, so everybody. The people that are
say that.
targeting you are trying to appeal to everyone.
The people that target me have 2 eyes, 2 feet. Sometimes they have hands.
Oh, skin all over them. These people.
But still want to appeal to the bros. Yeah, you kind of just all sound so fucking dumb to me. What my real issue is like, why do these people, when they talk about me, they get like 10x their normal views? But when I talk...
I have not noticed that.
No, you're underperforming for us, Jasleen.
Yeah, a couple times the view kind of slightly gone down when we've talked about her.
Yeah. I mean, you're no Coach HP, but you know you're down there. You're in that group.
This is an amazing strategy to be like, I put asses in the seats. You know, yeah, you comedy fans. If you talk about Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn, your numbers will plummet. No one's interested in that. But if you talk about Jasleen Singh, right to the moon. I got news for you, Jasleen. I'm late here. I might be like one of the last ones still talking. I don't know that anyone's going to cover her this week, and it's going to be diminishing returns on that. Like if you are invested in people talking about you, if that's your currency, money's going to dry up soon. And she also makes another point there that I find very interesting. Go back a little bit.
Okay.
About me, they get like 10x their normal views. But when I talk, and I'm talking, I don't. Like
Okay.
what?
She is coming to Stuttering John-like conclusions. All these people are taking my clips and then they talk about me and they get all the money. they reap all the benefits. Well, it's because, Jasleen, people are interested in you being mocked. They're not interested in just your general TikToks. What you're saying about some reality TV star or a brand manager. Believe me, I scrolled through her TikTok. There's not a lot of meat on the bone there. So people are much more interested in channels that react to things being like, look at this fucking idiot. Take a look at what she's doing. That's why. So she's in this stage of lolcowism where she's like, but I see my name in titles on YouTube and the numbers are crazy.
Mike, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you were in a position, like some universe where you were in a position to like talk to a stuttering John before they said what she just said or right after, where they're like, why does everyone make so much money off me, but I don't make as much? What would you tell them that this new world that they're going to enter is like? Like, how do you explain this to Jasleen, like this, you're not going to make the money, they're going to make the money mocking you, and this is the world that you're going to come into. How do you explain that to them so that then they then go into a different direction? How do you stop?
What's funny about that is like, we see, it's a good question because we see so many people not be able to grasp it.
Right. How do you stop it?
But what's weird to me is I think it's a very easy explanation. Like, oh, they find me entertaining, but not in the ways that I want. So go for that. Go with the all press is good press thing. And like, hey, you guys are just promoting me. But when you wonder why, like I said, podcast cringe gets more views talking about you than you get yourself, it's because people aren't interested in you. They're interested in making fun of you. So, figure something out. Like, go do something. Make a TikTok that's interesting people or interesting to people or whatever she wants to do. But just know that people might find it interesting for the wrong reason. Like, I don't know.
Do you lean into it, or do you you don't complain about it? That's wrong. But do you lean into it or ignore it?
Well, you can. We're going to talk about a guy in a minute that maybe it would benefit him to lean into it.
Okay.
But I don't think Jasleen is talented enough. I don't think she's an interesting person. That was my defense of her, if you can call it a defense. I was like, no, I think she's trying to be funny when she's like, oh, I had a roster of guys and I was popping by. I think she was trying to be shocking and outrageous and funny.
Agreed.
And she's just not very skilled at that. So it came off disingenuous. So I don't know that there is advice to give her. Some people are not everyone needs a podcast. I'm sure some people would watch this and say it sucks. So there's levels to all of this where you can't really argue with people not wanting to watch your stuff. You're never gonna convince them. You're not gonna be like, no, guys, I am good. Like Brendan Schaub has struggled with this for years, where he's like, but guys, just like me. Why don't you just I don't get it. You spend so much energy. Take all the energy that you spend hating me and enjoy what I do. And it's like, sorry, buddy, it doesn't work that way.
It's easier to love than hate, bro.
I guess.
What is that? How does that work, TikTok? Like, I literally checked. I've gone on 5 different creators' page that have made hate videos about me. Average.
She's been to your page, Mike. She's been to your page.
Oh boy, Jasleen. Either lean into it or don't. But this why are you guys talking about me? It never works. We see it every time.
No.
What their average views were, and then a video about me, 10x their normal views, 10x. How do I copy and paste that like magic? You know what I mean? Should I
shit on yourself?
This also doesn't make any sense. I get when we were talking about Whitney Cummings, and I'm sure we will again someday, but we were doing it fairly consistently for a few weeks. Now, Whitney Cummings hosts the most famous podcast in the world. It gets 40 million views every week. It's a massive podcast. So naturally, if we put Whitney Cummings' name in the title, I'm going to get some of that spillover, and I'm only going to get 1.5 million views on that video. So I get why in some cases, yes, it behooves you to use someone's name in the title. But there's diminishing returns on that as well, where I can put Joe Rogan's name in as many titles as I want. But if people aren't interested in what I'm saying about him, they're going to stop clicking on it. Jasleen Singh doesn't have that. Jasleen Singh is the equivalent of my version of Coach HP, where there are some people that are like, yeah, I find this guy interesting. I'll watch you mock him. I find that interesting. But Jasleen Singh is not a name that people go to be like, oh my God, what's she up to now? It's just if you're interested in the creator and they're talking about Jasleen Singh, you're like, I bet this will be funny. But she's not a draw. She seems to think she's a draw, and she simply isn't. And why are their numbers up when they were talking about it? That was a big story for a minute. Akash Singh and Jasleen Singh. Mm-hmm. And I would bet that's starting to dwindle now. It's not as big a story as it was a week ago or a month ago.
She's also very pretty. And she's had pretty life, normal life, and now she's coming into a life where her pretty doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
Right. And she is running into the reality of where pretty works and where pretty is less effective.
I will say credit to the internet. I mean, I'm sure she gets some hate because she's I'm sure there's some people that are just hate women online and go after her. But the majority of people that I've seen have treated her like you would any man. And giving her the same feedback that you would a guy, and they don't care that she's attractive. They're judging her on her personality that she hasn't developed at all. She has a completely empty, vapid personality, and said, "I want to get into the personality business," and people have said, "No, thank you."
Yeah, strange things happen with pretty women. Like, they don't get to perceive reality like the rest of us.
Right.
I worked as a server, and 3 people's parents like died in the place that week, and everyone was crying. Hot server waitress walks in. She gets everyone's best. Everyone's smiling. She's like, oh, everything's great. She doesn't know the hell that's in that room. That's like, their reality is different.
Yeah, they don't have to develop a personality because people already want to talk to them.
Yes, they get everyone's best.
Look at me. I got to bring something to the table here. You know, I need to be quick with a joke or something. I'm not. I don't have that capability of people being interested in you when you walk in. Pretty girls do, and people will be like, "Oh, she's not that attractive." She's an attractive girl. You know, in a lot of rooms, she's getting attention, regardless of how empty her personality is, and she's learning that the internet doesn't always work that way.
Should I do a think piece reaction to myself and be like, yeah, you know what, that was disrespectful. Yeah.
We call that the Rob Saul. Where you just watch yourself and shit on your old drunken self or whatever.
Well, wait. In the background there, you'll notice.
Oh, yes, I heard that.
This is Akash's first public appearance.
Oh, no.
Since he left Flagrant. This is, she forced him into a, I don't know, goodbye video, I guess, where he's supporting her again, dutiful husband, I guess, good for Akash. And I'm starting, I held the belief for months. I was like, God, there's got to be something we don't know about their marriage. They obviously love each other, and we don't know what their home life is. There are interactions that we don't understand. And then when I see videos like this, after he left one of the biggest podcasts in the country, like, what made his career is now gone from his life. And the first thing you see him in is him being like, "You said it, sweetie." It's like, I guess he's just a simp. This is a girl he lost his virginity to, and so he's not thinking clearly about it. I'm now of the mind, because I don't like to dissect people's personal lives in that way, because I just think there's I don't want it done to me, you know? I just think there's too much we don't know about the situation. But they've essentially begged people to be like, "No, you're right. That's the case," because everything we put out suggests that.
The one thing we know, her grip must be just super tight. Like, I mean, goddamn.
What she must do to his cock, I can't. I can only imagine what it feels like.
It's a prisoner of love. He's a prisoner of love.
Respectful. Yeah, should I do a think piece about ruining my husband's career after he sold out Radio City and like has never sold out more?
You took everything I've built and I've worked so hard for. I did something. Oh my God. I did something that so few people of my nationality and heritage have done. There's really only a small pool of successful Indian comedians, and you ripped it away from me. Oh, that is good stuff, honey. Oh my God. That is I had a show with my best friend where we I can't stop laughing, where we made millions of dollars together and we toured the world, and now I'm going to be irrelevant. And that's all thanks to you. Oh, baby, you know where to tickle my funny bone. That's good stuff.
Now get a second. Up next, courage. Mike, now she's going to show us the courage it takes to be president.
She's very brave. Yes. She is very brave. So let's see what she battles with every day.
One thing though that I've learned since creating content is that it takes so much more courage and conviction than you think, and it takes a lot of like curation on the back end. I try to be as authentic and organic as possible.
She's not wrong in the sense that every day she has to tell herself, "All right, Jasleen, maybe today's the day someone likes you. Maybe today finally someone will be like, oh, they'll spot an ounce of likability in me, and they'll stick around for the reasons I want." She's not entirely wrong in that it does take a sense of courage to wake up and fail at influencing every day and just keep doing it. Like, it is kind of courageous. I'm with her, I guess. It is kind of courageous.
One day I will influence someone. She's literally like, if one person lives, I've saved the world kind of person.
It is like there's a movie in here where if you take someone who's completely unlikable and has never done anything worth noting in public life and has virtually no content. And they become a content creator. Like, that is an underdog story of rocky proportions. Like, it's an incredible story. If she can overcome all that and become a content creator without having a personality, without having any discernible skills, not even wanting to work, saying openly, it's a man's job to pay for me and I don't want to work. And to be successful despite all that, it's a movie-like underdog story. I'm kind of with her.
Mm-hmm. It worked for
She's
Yoko.
Uninfluencing me.
Yeah.
Like, if I
the
could be nothing like
uninfluencer.
her, I would be successful.
That's
Come
the
on.
title of the movie.
It's an effect where people are like, oh, God, am I like this? It might wake people up.
But there is still curation on the back end. Don't get me wrong, I would definitely take this over a regular 9 to 5, but it's like a hustle, it's a grind, like to get in a post that's really
I don't
engaging.
know how TikTok works. She has like 200,000 followers on TikTok. And I don't know what she has on Instagram, but I imagine it's a lot there as well. Is that a living? Is that like a living? Do you make enough money just posting on TikTok if you have that many followers?
No clue. Sorry, I can't help you there.
She's referring to it as like, this is my 9 to 5 job. People with a regular job, unlike me, who is making money doing this. I genuinely don't know enough about TikTok's monetization to know if that's like a real business strategy.
My guess is that because of the kerfuffle and being a part of the show that she's a part of, that she has some sort of management or agent team.
Oh, we talked about that last week. She does have an agent who I said, this fucking ambulance chaser, this fucking guy who just saw a train wreck and was like, well, I can abuse this person and get her on some horrible reality show or something. The snake that must have grabbed her up, I can only imagine.
The city's full of them, Mike. I mean, they're under every rock over here.
Unless Akash convinced like his team to take her on or something, but
possibly they're looking for work.
Yeah, right. He's not doing anything anymore.
I'm just gonna slide over here to the lady.
Engaging every single day and have something that your audience wants to see and have new stories to tell or like new ways to tell old stories or just like keep people updated on the things that they're interested in your life because the space is so oversaturated. Also, living in New York City has been like really great for my career because it's just a whole fucking mood board.
What? Mm-hmm. New York City's been great for my career. Let me think about it. I'm trying to think. You know what? I guess if they didn't live in New York City, Akash Singh would not have been on Flagrant, so he couldn't have destroyed his life publicly in such a clear and obvious way. Like, it wouldn't have been the spectacle it was if he wasn't on that podcast. So I guess in that sort of roundabout way, living in New York has been crucial to her career. You know what? She's been spot on this entire video. She's actually, if I think about it the right way, if I approach it from the right angle, she's actually 100% correct.
She justifies every action in her life by a butterfly effect. Well, clearly 3,000 years ago started all this process.
This is a person who started getting notoriety for being like, I don't work. I don't do anything. My husband is supposed to pay for me. That's how things go. And I don't do anything around the house either. I'm not a trad wife. I don't cook or clean. I'm a bum. I'm essentially a bum who is squatting in my husband's home. And that's how we started to find out who she was. And now she's like, I mean, living in New York City has been so pivotal to my career. It is really, it has worked wonders for me. I couldn't do this anywhere else but the Big Apple. What? You can do it from anywhere. I don't know where most TikTok influencers. I think Balin Dupree lived in like West Virginia or something. I think you can do that from anywhere in the country or the world.
Why do you know where Balin Dupree lives?
She had a reality. So I'm just
did
guessing.
Carl tell you? Carl told you?
No, I had to watch the first episode. It was mind-numbing.
To
I'm
live
impressed
here.
that you guys even hear a word she's saying. When she talks, my brain just turns off. It shuts down. I can't.
Someone told her she gets paid.
That's the skill that I possess, Electra. That's the hard work that I put in.
I get it. Okay.
I think that agent told her she gets paid per word, so she's just trying to fit all of the words in.
You know what? It's you're going for a joke, but that might be literal because because I bet there's something with monetization on social media where it's like the length of time the videos are. So I'm sure she is told, like, just fucking yammer for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever the number is now, and you'll be in the reds. I mean, in the black, sweetheart.
But it's also it's like a pressure cooker because there's just so many pretty girls, like literally like every model, every actress lives here. But it's not only that, it's like pressure to like that you have to be on your A game, especially when it comes to fashion, beauty, and just like always be looking your best. And so it's like you always need to be like ahead of the curve. And like once people are like in the suburbs start wearing something, then you're like, okay, then we need to move on to the next thing. And of course, like fashion is like whatever you want to wear, you can wear. But when you're trying to be in this space, it's like, okay, you want to wear like the cool hot brands, you know?
It's also like, I guess it seems like she's going for like, oh, I'll just be an attractive girl online.
Well, it's a beauty influencer, so you guys probably don't have those videos in your algorithm, but I do. They're all over it.
So like makeup tutorials and stuff?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And that's what she's doing right now. She's doing Get Ready With Me, which is doing her makeup.
It's tough to be an attractive girl online now, because that was enough for a while, where if you were just hot, people were like, oh my God. But now there are two things. There are so many attractive girls that are just like, here's my ass and my link to my OnlyFans on Instagram. Like, that's a lot of what Instagram is. So there's a lot of competition. And also, AI exists now, where they will show you fake women that look in a way you can't believe because it's not real. So Jasleen is a little late to the party here, where it's like, I'll just be pretty and put my makeup on. Like you said, Electra, I know it exists. I know it is like a genre of online content.
It's massive.
It's right. It's tough. It's tough to, I don't know, to do nothing interesting in that space and get in now. I think it's going to be tough for her.
Yeah. And you think she's maybe going to leave Akash? And that's why she's trying to get this career together now?
Yeah. I think Craig put the deadline at 2031. What do you say, Electra? Over, under?
I'm giving it 2 years.
I think, you know what?
I think way less. I think way
This
less.
is how far I've come. I was like, guys, we don't know their relationship. I think within the year.
Yeah, it's possible.
I'm
really think
now
that's
there.
why she's trying to make money and get, influencer status, all this. I really do.
And listen, if they're both happy, I hope they don't. But this just seems like a road to destruction.
And expensive. If you're going to pick a hobby, fashion and makeup, my God. Like, Akasha's got to be like, I just got to tour forever.
Who do you think is fun? Yeah. Who do you think is funding this? Expensive little habit.
Akash owns more stock in Mac than Berkshire Hathaway. Hey.
Listen, Radio City, it's great. Akash Singh sold out Radio City Music Hall, legendary venue. Unbelievable that he was able to do that. Like, statistically, the fact that he is just a guy that wanted to do comedy and rose to the level of selling out Radio City Music Hall, statistically impossible, virtually. Like, that's an amazing feat that he has accomplished. Say what you want about how he got there, he just laughs at Andrew Schultz's jokes, whatever. He was still able to achieve it. Unless Radio City Music Hall started paying $3 to $4 billion per show, unless they're charging an exorbitant amount for tickets, I don't know that he's set in a way that he can just pay for everything their entire lives. Like, this is what I talked about this last week, where there are a lot of people. We just did an episode about Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer got $11 million from Netflix. She had a successful movie, a TV show, all kinds of stuff. And like, you kind of don't really hear about her anymore. She's just irrelevant. Dane Cook was this way. And Dane Cook's still successful. He sells out theaters now instead of arenas. But like, these people go away after a time. Akash is not even that big. He's not that big an act comparatively to a lot of guys doing a lot of his peers.
Do you think it's because New York has such a huge Indian population? They're very loyal.
I don't know. No, I don't think that's his audience even.
No? Okay.
I think it's Schultz fans.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Side note, can I just say I love these Merit lip liners. This shade is Mayfair, and it looks like the Nina Park like lip blurring thing. Like, it's so pretty to me. Like, it just complements like the road blush so much. Like, I also have like cooler undertones, and I just fucking love it. Makeup is done. Let's go get dressed. Okay, this is the final look. The jewelry. I decided to pull this joint out because it's been a minute. I'm wearing these new.
Do you watch any of these videos ever, Electra?
Hers? No.
No, I'm saying like fashion or makeup or any of that shit.
I do. I
How
admit it.
how is this compared to pretty basic, or is this
Yeah,
what
it's pretty
you usually see?
standard, I guess. She, I don't know.
Is she good at it? Is there a way to measure good?
Not really, but she
Yeah.
is pretty. I mean, I think she's pretty, so
Yeah.
that gets her pretty far in that.
Okay.
You know,
Now-
if you look
now
good,
she's gonna go-
other people think they're gonna look good if they follow your instructions, right?
Yeah.
Now she's done, and she's gonna go sit on the couch the rest of her day because this is all she
Whew, I am
dressed,
wiped.
dressed for a ball, sitting on a couch eating Cheetos. That's the rest of
Exactly.
her day.
Miu Miu heels that I got in my haul, but I don't think I posted yet. So this is what we're doing. Thank you so much. Okay. This is my
Oh, that was not cool at all. That was cringe.
Yeah. So what she did was a little slithery lady dance.
The
up
snake,
to the
like-
camera. Yeah.
Mmm.
A little
Yummy.
like a little like Michael Jackson, I'd say.
I'm gonna take my girl. We don't really have a name for her yet. Maybe Blair. BB. BB. Okay, see you there.
Exciting stuff. So that's our Jasleen Singh update. And yes, Jasleen, there might be a pop a bit if you keep humiliating the good name of Akash Singh. If you keep dragging him through the mud, you may get views from that. But I would caution you and say, if you don't start creating something on your own, people are going to lose interest. So don't say I didn't warn you.
I thought my Mac joke was really good. That's layered because it's both Apple Macintosh and Mac Cosmetics. So
I'm not
let's
sure I
put a note
caught
on that. Oh, it was a really good joke. I just said
Say it again.
Akash Singh owns more stock in Mac than Berkshire Hathaway. Now that's funny because Mac is also a lady.
Now that's funny.
Thank you.
No, that's funny because that's very good. You know, in post,
Yeah,
in post, put in a laugh track.
I couldn't get over myself. I'm like, damn, I thought of that. Shit. All right, Electra.
Casey, oh my god. At Ebony 9.99. Carl having Alex Stein substitute for you last Dabbleverse live stream. Is he gonna book less right-wing co-host next time? A London skinhead gang leader, KKK Grand Dragon, or Hitler's ghost?
Jesus.
I don't know if Alex Stein goes to those levels, but yes, thank you to Alex Stein for filling in for me. There was a top secret mission I had to take care of on Thursday, and I didn't make it back in time. I felt bad. I warned Carl at the day before, but I guess I never said for sure. So I don't even know that he knew I wasn't going to be there. But I did warn him a day early that I might not be there. But Alex Stein did a terrific job filling in for me.
For half a second, I turned it on. I'm like, my God, Mike's tall and he can see. Electra?
At Darth Nugs. Tomorrow will be a TH show. Mike is the H.
No. You've been misinformed. B&T.
Dang Lizard liked the video and sent a super chat like any friend would.
Thank you, buddy. It's about time you checked in on
Right.
your old pal. The Dang Lizard doing a tremendous amount of work for no gain on go check out Dang Lizard's channel because he has been putting in tireless effort making songs for BTH, and I think he's made like 25 songs and we've only done like 11 episodes. So he's putting in a lot of work.
He's very talented.
Still
Yes.
got half the catalog to go through. Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, we got 3 here, Electra.
Okay.
Go
At
ahead.
Tuki's unpaid staff. Hi.
Hello, sir.
Another one.
At Tuki's unpaid staff. Blind.
All right. And finally, to complete the
Affiliate.
story.
At Tuki's unpaid staff. Mike.
Well, thank you.
Hey, we did it.
Separating that, I appreciate the super chats.
Yeah, a few more here.
Oh, okay. At Adam M289999, I want to alert you that GD's pastor character is live streaming against you on Sunday mornings now on Mind Dog's channel.
No.
Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll is
Yes.
is coming for me.
And I looked it up. 75 views.
That's pretty good.
That
This
is
is better than normal.
That is, hey, nicely done, GD. Go watch Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll live.
Do you think he boasts about the 2,000 views of his video on your site? Like, look at all these views on my special.
Doing pretty well.
Yeah. All right, last. Oh, that was the last one. Blind Mike, are you ready? There's one more. Go ahead, Electra.
At Comedy Podcast Clips. Wait. Joe's wife has a PhD? He's been claiming forever he's married to a doctor. That's some severe stolen valor he's been pulling off.
That's a good point.
Is that not?
Well, they're literally called. They are a doctor, but a doctor of whatever philosophy, psychology. Is it philosophy?
Yeah. I don't know what her PhD is in, but
it would be like Joe to get that entirely wrong for 20 years, right? Like, what his wife actually is. Like, not an MD, she's a PhD.
I never. So PhD. What does PhD stand for?
Okay, I have to look this up because my mom has one. I should know.
Your mom has one. God damn, smart lady.
Doctor of philosophy. Yeah, I was right. Oh my god, I was right.
I don't know that I realized that.
Yeah. So
so
it's
she's
like
just-
a school a smart doctor instead of a medical doctor.
So she's probably a therapist or something, right?
No, not they can't even be a therapist. Well, maybe actually with PhD, yeah, you could.
What the hell is she do? Where's she making all this money?
I don't know.
She works for the
I'm
mob.
I'm with Joe now. Pull your weight, lady.
All right, thank you so much. Comedy Podcast Clips 1054. And all the great super chatters. And grab yourself a membership as well and gift one. Mike, time for a fake comedian or a man who
that's right.
once lived and is no longer with us. This is bizarre.
I've been wondering if we should talk about this for a while, and I've never really been motivated to, but this guy was back on Kill Tony this week. Let's just meet Keegan Carmichael, and you guys draw your own conclusions. Tell me if it sounds like an interview.
Hey, a guy stole my wallet. He was like, "Ha, I have your wallet." I was like, "Ha, you have $8K of credit card debt."
I mean, this is crazy. I don't know. Maybe you guys are confused. You're thinking, "Oh, Mike, what is this? Jim Gaffigan knockoff?" No, I was actually thinking. Believe it or not, he reminds me ever so slightly of Mitch Hedberg.
Yes,
that's crazy. No, like that is the exact delivery, the hair, like everything about him is a Mitch Hedberg impression, but he's not doing a Mitch Hedberg impression.
It would get like 5th place in a Mitch Hedberg impression contest because he's like trying too hard.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it seems like a complete ripoff. But let's hear more. Maybe it's just the one joke seems similar.
Start paying it back, you bum. Hey, you get
right now. The look on Ari Shafir's face is fucking amazing. It's like he's seen a ghost, literally.
Yeah.
Get cheese on a burrito, it's free. Queso, it's extra. So I'll take it in English.
So I gotta say, not a bad joke.
It's kind of funny.
It's a funny joke, but it's so Hedbergy. Like but it does take talent. Here's the weird thing about this guy, Keegan Carmichael. It's not easy to write Mitch Hedberg jokes and have them be funny. Like that's a skill. So do we give him credit as a good comedian? Like this is so weird.
There is a comp in music for this guy.
What's
called Greta Van Fleet. It's this band of these kids, and they sound like a Led Zeppelin cover band. I mean, it's like fucking insane how much they try to sound like Led Zeppelin. And so the question is, like, ethically, do you go and watch this band? Do you support this band that is ripping off Led Zeppelin? I mean, Zeppelin
right.
ripped off-
I didn't realize there was an actual comp because I kept thinking like it's like if there was an Elvis impersonator and he's doing Elvis, but then he has an original song. You're like, boy, that's really good. Like,
so Greta Van Fleet songs are pretty good. They're not like Zeppelin level, but they're like, why don't they just do their own fucking? Why do they have to sound exactly like Zeppelin?
it's so weird. So Keegan Carmichael obviously gets this a lot. He's been on Kill Tony. I think this is his third appearance that we're watching. And every time they ask him about this Mitch Hedberg thing, and he's insisting that it's not an impression or a character he's doing, that this is just him. But it's mind-blowing. It's unbelievable. Like, you can't believe it, that there would be a guy born that not only looks and talks and acts like this, but also is interested in the exact same style of comedy. Like these one-liner, offbeat observations. Like the odds that he would get into that genre of humor just seems completely unlikely. And what's weird is like they asked, so the first time he was on, they were like, "Are you a Mitch Hedberg fan?" And he was like, more Dimitri Martin.
What?
And it's like, wait, so you so you like the lesser Mitch Hedberg? I don't get it. But let's finish up this let's hear his minute here.
I can't afford a bilingual burrito. Just make it in a language that's cost effective.
Even that part where Mitch would over-explain the joke,
Yes.
tag it. Yes, it's exactly like Hedberg.
Entirely, I mean, it's Mitch Hedberg's style. He's doing. There's no way, because even like Mitch and Rodney and Stephen Wright and even like Anthony Jeselnik, you could say are all similar comedians. Like these just one quick one-liners, set up punch guys, but they all have their own completely unique style. You can do an impression of Jeselnik, Rodney, Stephen Wright. They're all very different. He's doing Mitch Hedberg. Like there's not it's not just the fact that he's doing one-liners. You're right in that he's doing Mitch's style, the over-explaining, the kind of weird observation. I'll take it in English. Like it's such a funny observation. And again, he's writing this. These are not Mitch Hedberg jokes. So there is a skill to what he's doing.
But my question, I guess, is because you know Mitch Hedberg's humor, couldn't you sit down with a pen and paper and like sketch up some like Mitch Hedberg jokes? Like because you know the humor, so it's not like because it's not original.
It's been laid out, yeah.
Correct.
There may be something to that.
Yeah.
Is there any way he's Hedberg's illegitimate love child?
I guess it's not impossible, but even
what a turn that would be.
Listen, I'm not unmistakable from my dad. I'm sure I have some similarities, but you're not like, is that the same guy? even if he's blood related, this is over the top.
Right. Well, another comp, because again, we mentioned them earlier, Sublime. They're back, and the new singer is the son of the old singer. And he sounds exactly like him, Mike. It's fucking crazy. So there's like a lot of this going on.
In music, it is easier to get past. You're just listening to a song. The whole time you're not like, what is he doing? Why is he doing this?
Yeah.
Hey, my sister is vegan. On Thanksgiving, she eats alone.
The timing, it's funny. They're good jokes.
It's AI Mitch Hedberg to me. So this is like AI got a hold of him.
It's unmistakably Mitch. It's not like, boy, that sounds a little like Mitch Hedberg. It is. It's him. He's doing Mitch Hedberg.
Just missing sunglasses, and it's everything.
So now
I saw.
Sorry.
No, sorry. He has one more joke, and then I think Tony's gonna talk about why you can tell Tony can't figure it out either, because I think Tony's original instinct was to be like, hey, fuck you, you're ripping off Mitch Hedberg. But the more he's seen him, he's also confused, because he's like, he is funny. Like, I don't know. But let's hear it a little more.
There's a major discussion going on between the comedians on panel. It's a hot button with the comedian.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Sign is said, in case of fire, use stairs. Fuck that. Let's use water.
KEGAN
That sounds like Mitch wrote it.
Yes.
And
They're
even
good
I would say if you're trying, like one of Mitch's most famous joke is escalator becomes stairs. Like if you want to separate yourself from Mitch, don't use the word stairs. Don't have stair jokes.
Let me ask you this, Mike.
He wants to be known as that, I think.
Imagine a character comes along that's similar to this, but like a Norm Macdonald. What are your thoughts then? Because you're separated from Mitch Hedberg a little bit, but what if it was like one of your guys?
I would hate it.
Yes. So Mitch Hedberg fans are hating this.
Because again, you'll hear people will hear Mark Norman's voice and just be like, "Oh, he's doing Seinfeld and Norm Macdonald," and like even like Shane Gillis is very clearly influenced by Louis. This happens in comedy all the time, that you're influenced by someone and you're like, oh, Chris Rock is clearly influenced by Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. Like, there are enough similarities there that you're like, I can tell they were fans of this guy. They picked up similar, ways of speaking or mannerisms, whatever. This is not influence. This is an imitation. He's imitating Mitch Hedberg.
This is soy milk compared to regular milk.
Carmichael. Looks like Mitch, sounds like Mitch, writes like Mitch, but, I mean, Mitch ain't alive. And here you are. Mitch is dead, and here you are. So if it's the ghost of Mitch, I'll fucking take it. People will complain about it, but God damn it, you're doing it. And that's crazy. But I think you should just go by the ghost of Mitch Hedberg. But I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah. Like I think he's obviously doing a bit or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll hear clips. Like, he's insistent that he's not. But yeah, the only way I think to get anyone to respect his joke writing, which is good, is go by the ghost of Mitch Hedberg. I don't know if there's legal issues with that, but yeah, I think you fully have to lean in to the Mitch thing. Otherwise, comedy fans are going to be like, I can't in good conscience support this guy. What is he doing?
100%. That's a great name, and you just call the family, and you're like, "Hey, I'm going to cut you in on anything that we ever make, doing this."
And I like the music examples. It's an obvious connection to be like, oh, there's like this in music. I just think comedy is different, where it's like, even if you're doing a character, yeah, it's personality. Like, to use another Kill Tony example, that Timmy No Breaks guy is clearly like kind of a Dice type of character. Like, he's doing Andrew Dice Clay a little bit, but it's a character. We all know it's a character, and it's satirical. Like, it's kind of a parody of that other character. So again, it's not, this guy is doing Mitch, like he's ripping off Mitch and saying that he isn't. So it feels like thievery, even though it's not really, it's hard to explain.
It's not respecting like the spirit of Mitch Hedberg, that's for sure.
Correct. Yeah.
The whole thing's very compelling to me because you are your own person and you do sound and look like that, right?
So these are not Mitch Hedberg jokes?
Not ones that he did, I don't believe, right? No. But it is in the style, and he looks like that, and he sounds like that. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, and you can tell Ari's like, they're Mitch Hedberg jokes, right? Like, you're just doing Mitch jokes. So that's the other thing, is I think a lot of people, especially comedy fans, are going to watch this guy and be like, that stairs joke, use water. If you just read that to me, I would be like, oh, that's a Mitch Hedberg joke. Like, I would have bet money that that was a Mitch joke. So, like, it's going to be tough for him to overcome that.
He's won me over. I'm getting dreads, and I'm going to become a G.D. Fenderson clone. I'm going to do stories with captions underneath it.
That's an untapped market, yeah.
It is. I'm taking that caption thing. Fuck you, GD. Changing things up is the next one.
So they're kind of insisting here, like, cut your hair or something. Do something different so we don't have this complex about why we like or don't like you.
Keegan, I think you're very funny, dude. I know the Mitch Hedberg thing. I could tell it kind of bothers you that people compare you to Mitch Hedberg so much. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. So have you thought about maybe moving away from it and working on trying to differentiate yourself a little? Because I'm all bullshit aside, dude. Your set was fucking brilliant. Like, really, really, really smart jokes.
I'm just trying to shit, shower, and shave, dude.
Yeah.
That's the Mitch answer.
Mm-hmm. He is in full character right
He's
now.
doing Mitch. But he gets annoyed. He makes these videos where he's like, and if this is your first introduction to Keegan Carmichael, he makes posts on social media and he goes on podcasts, which we'll play some of, and he like complains about this, like it's our fault. He's like, I don't get even that answer. I just shit, shower, and shave. It's like it's a weird Mitchy type of answer. Mm-hmm. He is taking someone so distinctive as well. Like, if you kind of seemed like Jerry Seinfeld, it's like he's a generic enough. Enough people have that personality and style that it wouldn't be so glaring. This is like if you were doing a comedian costume contest. It would be Rodney, Mitch Hedberg. There'd be like 6 names. Eddie Murphy. There'll only be a few people that you would really do.
Somehow he missed all three today. I don't know.
But seriously is the next one.
Yeah, so they have fun with it, and they're like, he sounds like Mitch Hedberg. They fuck with him a little, and then they kind of come back to, no. But really, why not cut your hair or change the style up a little bit? Like, you're a smart joke writer. Why do it exactly like this?
Keegan, I do find it so compelling that I am going to get back into this line of questioning that I'd imagine you hate. But again, it's so interesting. And people, maybe I'm playing devil's advocate here. But have you thought, because of what everyone will think every time they see you, of maybe, let's just say, cutting your hair and changing your delivery or something like that? Have you thought about it? Can you take us through the process of being exactly like Mitch Hedberg?
You said delivery, and Peyton's about to come again.
Yeah.
Nobody with nice hair ever tells me to cut it.
Okay, sure, but seriously.
That's not what this is, you jackass. And again, it seems Hedbergy to kind of miss the point of what he's saying. I think he's being intentionally elusive on this, where he's like, oh, you guys don't have nice hair, so you're telling me to cut my hair. It's like, no, you know what we're doing here, man. Mm-hmm. Like, he's purposely avoiding the questions. It's just shitty to do as a comedian. to kind of spit on the reputation of Mitch Hedberg in this. It's weird. It's just weird is all.
Also, you can write jokes like Hedberg, but you can't improv like him. And that's
right.
We see that. We
right.
see that.
Right.
Seriously, Keegan, back to the question. I hear you. That's a good answer. But I'm not saying to cut it. I'm saying
another thing that makes this shitty. He's getting laughs where people are like, oh, that's kind of Mitchy. That's Hedbergy.
That's why he's cheating, because it's like karaoke. Everyone's listening for the song and knows the song and the notes. So if you get close, everyone's like, she's doing great.
It's a cheat code. The way, a lot of comedians have done impressions where, they don't even... Rich Little never had jokes. You're kind of just like, oh, that's a good Nixon. He sounds like Nixon. And that, you're right. He's getting laughs and applause off of that, where that response was a dumb response. But the haircut thing. But people are like, maybe that's what Mitch would have said. And so he gets a break.
Saying, have you thought about getting away from the Mitch Hedberg thing?
Oh, I just like to write jokes, man.
I understand.
Try that joke. Try one of those jokes in a different style.
Yeah, throw the N-word in there.
Ari's right. It would be interesting to hear him. You don't have to talk like that.
Just try something else. Let's hear how it sounds.
Even if it's your natural cadence and you were born with this voice and whatever, you don't have to talk exactly like that. That's a clear choice.
It'd be funny if he did it exactly the same, but came out with a British accent, but did it exactly the same. That would be fun.
Just anything.
Yeah.
I can't do that translation.
Telling you, he's a funny guy.
Peyton Ruddy said, throw the N-word in there. And he said, I can't do that translation. The only reason he gets a pop, his other jokes were funny. That only gets a pop because you're like, I bet that's what Mitch would have said. Mm-hmm.
It's an answer, and he looks like Mitch. Yay! Yeah. I'm drunk.
They've tricked themselves into believing, it's like Mitch is here, and that's why he's getting pops now. It's a cheat code.
And you're right, Tony. I've seen interviews with you where you don't act as Mitchy. You act kind of more normal. So it's kind of weird to me that you don't understand that it would be way better for your career if you do that.
Come to the conclusion, I had the same perplexity that Brian Redband had, where I'm like, yeah, it is weird. I've come to the conclusion watching these clips, he knows what he's doing. And that's the frustrating thing, too, is that, why do people keep saying that I sound like Mitch Hedberg? It's like, you know what you're doing, man.
Mm-hmm. Just give us a wink. Open that fourth wall just a little bit. And then we're like, we're all together on this.
I guess if the whole bit is playing the character without knowing it's the character,
yeah,
maybe it's the right way to go about it. Like this Andy Kaufman-esque.
If it's a long game and there's some sort of payoff, like a film, or he's filming this and like getting people's reactions, that could be something.
Yeah, maybe.
Why would I do something that makes people stop talking about me?
Ooh, interesting. Wow. Okay. I like this.
That answer I found kind of gross too, because it's like, oh, so you're doing it. You're selling tickets as Mitch Hedberg.
Jasleen Singh is like, ooh, I can do that? I could just rip off as a comedian?
Work on a Mitch Hedberg impression.
Yes.
It does seem slimy to basically be selling tickets off of Mitch Hedberg's name. I think that's the problem. At least I have with it.
All right, now he goes on this podcast, Sad Man Rick.
So Rick Diaz has a podcast, I believe titled Diaz Nuts, which doesn't quite work as a pun. It's good. It's good for a laugh the first time you hear it, I guess. Yeah. But he was on Rick Diaz's podcast like 7 months ago, and I just wanted to get you guys to get a feel for this is his response to it. He seems like kind of indignant about it, and it's like he's acting like he doesn't understand why people are like, "What the fuck is this, man?"
You're in LA. That's over a year ago. I'm assuming in the meantime, so many people are coming to you like, "Hey, what's going on with the Hedberg thing?" In that whole year before you signed up, before you ended up on Kill Tony, right?
Every single second of my life.
So how do you resist that? How do you not give up? How do you not change? How do you not surrender?
Because everyone who fits in keeps trying to tell me how to stand out.
He's not doing it.
Brilliance is the counter.
Sorry, what was that?
He's not doing it here.
No.
Like it's a little like the way he's talking here, you might be like, this guy kind of reminds me of Mitch Hedberg. Like I said with Norman, you might get that where it's like, oh, he sounds a little like another guy. He's not doing the cadence here, which proves like it's just a scam he's running.
And he accepts the pretext of the question, where before he's like, nope, not going to accept any of these questions. Going to just be the character. And so so when you sit him down, he'll be normal, normaler.
Richard Pryor, everyone says Richard Pryor was doing Cosby. He wore a suit and he was much more clean. And everyone said like, oh, he's doing Cosby, to the point where one of his first late night sets, people say it's like a Cosby ripoff. Not that he was stealing jokes, but that he was stealing Cosby's thing. And Pryor realized that and kind of came out of it and became his own man, own voice. He's leaning into, like, he was obviously influenced by Mitch Hedberg. And to be fair, like, this sort of went viral because people were like, this guy's claiming he doesn't even know who Mitch Hedberg is. He never did that. He's like, I don't know why the internet ran with that, but it's not true. And it's not, I went back to watch it. I thought he did claim that too. He didn't. He said he's more of a Dimitri Martin fan, but he did know who Mitch Hedberg was. But this is just leaning into something that like isn't that someone else created and it's not yours.
Another comp in music, Oasis, they started out as a Beatle cover band. And like we're the biggest Beatle cover band in England.
Everyone compares them to the Beatles now. Like, oh, they were going to be the next Beatles.
And they made a slight change and has had a little success. So it could work, you know.
Yeah.
Part to everyone telling you what to do. So when people can't reach your level, they try to bring you down to theirs. And they'll never make it because they're too worried about trying to fix you instead of fixing themselves.
That was a beautiful statement.
It doesn't make any sense here. That's not what people are doing. This is not jealousy. It's not like, oh, you're really successful, we need to take that away from you. You're doing a very obvious thing that everyone knows the minute they see you. Like if you know, you don't even have to be a comedy fan. Like if you kind of know comedy, you're like, is that guy doing Mitch Hedberg? Like it's a choice to grow your hair out long like that. It's a choice to talk the way he's talking, to write the jokes the way he's constructing them. It's all very calculated, and he's pretending. Like I just wanted to talk about it today. We've now done 3 weeks in a row of crimes against comedy. I'm not sure where to rank this one, but it's in there somewhere.
Blind Mike Comedy Police.
So I'm just going to play devil's advocate for a second, but it's okay to do impersonations in comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to act in acting.
Yep.
But for him to do this is not okay?
Because when Jay Moore does Christopher Walken,
he's alive.
It's not like you're not like. Is he trying to be Christopher Walken?
He's trying to be a dead person, Electra. Damn it!
All right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not. You're right in that there's nothing. I can't put my finger on it. There's nothing like wrong with it, I guess, because it's not literal theft. He's not stealing anything from Mitch Hedberg.
Okay.
Mitch doesn't own that cadence or that look or anything. So it's not actual theft. But you are trying to, he's trying to make a living and a career off Mitch Hedberg's name, which is something that he didn't build. Not like.
So it feels like a ripoff.
It feels like a ripoff. You're right in that if someone branded themselves the ghost of Mitch Hedberg, and we all knew that's what they were doing, I don't think anyone would have a problem with it.
No.
It feels like it feels like he's trying to pull something on people. Like it feels like he's scamming people in some way.
You know what? He might be like an avatar for where we are as a creative, artists now in this world, where part of us like is told by YouTube to copy the best stuff. Don't worry about artistic integrity. But a lot of us came from the 90s where it was like, it's all about artistic integrity. So there is this now conflict inside of us where you see this guy and the artist inside of you is going, that is not art. That he is butchering, he's bastardizing art. But the commercial YouTube side of you is like, that's like sort of what we're supposed to do. So it's like this conflict that is in all artists now.
That's a great point where I think it's like, doesn't it bother you that you look so unoriginal?
Right. Mm-hmm. Like, where is your artistic integrity?
Didn't that bother you? Like, if I realized I was whoever my influence is in broadcast, even if it wasn't that close, if people pointed it out like that, and I watched clips and I'm like, oh God, it's obvious that I'm stealing this from this person, I would try and change it. Even if it came naturally to me, I'd work on changing that so it wasn't so blatant.
Right, but new content creators have a section on YouTube that says, hey, this is what you should do because this is all what everyone else is doing. So it's like it breeds hey, don't be creative. No one will watch you.
We're very algorithm driven. And you can tell even by his answer where he's like, why would I do something where people would stop talking about me? We saw with Jasleen Singh too, where it's like, all press is good press has never been more prevalent, where they're just trying to get people to talk about them, and people do watch his clips and go, they're good jokes. So I guess that's a point in his favor. But that's the other thing, Electra, too, where it's like he's getting credit for jokes that he's writing because of Mitch Hedberg. You're like, oh, like it enhances the joke because people are like, oh, it's a Mitch Hedberg joke. Mm-hmm. I think if he just told it as a regular guy, he wouldn't be getting the cheap laughs that he's getting.
Agreed. I wouldn't probably laugh the same way if he just told it like a normal person, but I have to put this up on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, Hitch Medberg.
That's very funny.
That's good.
That's good stuff.
That would work for me too.
What I wouldn't give right now for Kurt Cobain to just come back and look at the landscape of art and just give us 10 minutes on it, Kurt. What are your thoughts? Oh my God. Can we get a guy to imitate Kurt and do that for us on stage, please?
I'm just so dark and twisted.
Yes. It's a sad song about loneliness.
You do have your brain about you.
I'm back. Yeah, everyone. I'll say this right now. Everyone in my DMs who keeps telling me, I hope you OD sooner than Mitch did, just know that has driven me to get clean. And you're only making me stronger. Because when I'm clean, I have my full brain. And you guys are screwed, man.
I don't even think he's that smart a guy. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
He's an ex-drug addict. I get it now.
You guys are screwed, man. How are we screwed? You're going to be funny? Like, oh, no.
This next one here is differentiate yourself.
Everywhere he goes, people are like, don't you want to kind of, maybe you could have your own success instead of Mitch Hedberg's success. That's what, not that there's even anything, like to keep, if this is naturally you, then do that. But it's amazing to me that there's not an ounce of like, oh fuck, everyone thinks I sound like Mitch Hedberg. I want to sound like me. I want to be the next me, not the next Mitch Hedberg.
So I could have leaned so hard into the Mitch thing, and
I have more to give. I have more Mitch to give. What?
You haven't? No, I'm kidding. Okay. I could have leaned so hard.
I mean, short of sleeping with Mitch's wife, I don't know what he could do to be more Mitch Hedbergy.
I try to find his crack pipe on eBay. I want to be Mitch.
I'm Keegan. So if he really believes that, which I don't know that he does, this all might be like an orchestrated thing that he's doing. But if he believes that, I'm Keegan. I'm my own man. Then take stock in that, because everyone that ever hears you thinks you're doing Mitch Hedberg. You'll never be your own man doing this.
But I think that's okay in this world, in this new world.
This is what's gross to me. It's like a couple weeks ago where Dude Perfect just stole that little sass joke. Well, beat for beat, it's the exact same thing. And they're like, oh, yeah, Sass is the greatest. No, he's the OG. It's like, no, but you stole it. You're not acknowledging that. It's a strange thing where people are just okay with being fed whatever. And so, for God's sake, someone has to call it out.
That's what you're here for. That's right. Also, Mike, after the show, I have a bit I want to record where we have you drafted in the NFL. It's going to be amazing. So that'll be fun.
Ooh, now that's an idea.
It's going to be amazing.
Post that as a short.
Yes.
Into the Mitch thing, and like probably seriously increased my following. But it like if I want to make it because I'm a
go back. Did he say if I leaned into the Mitch thing, it would seriously increase my following?
Let me see. Let's go back.
I could have leaned so hard into the Mitch thing, and like probably seriously increased my following.
That's what you did. That's what you did. You leaned into the Mitch thing. You went on Kill Tony, and you increased your following. Yeah, he says something. I don't think we have the clip, but he says something in this interview where he's like, "The clip of me got 2.5 million views. That's double what that episode of Kill Tony got." And like, so they put themselves in. He's like, "I'm bigger than Kill Tony." He's like, "Hey, Tony, you should be thanking me." And it's like, no, people are talking about it because it's like, A, it was on Kill Tony, which is a popular show, but also like people are mystified by why you would do this.
Everyone's seen a ghost. We're like, oh my God, there's a ghost. Look at
yeah.
But it like if I want to make it because I'm a great joke teller. That's it.
But then I would say, okay, I agree. I mean, you're a good joke teller.
I'm a great joke teller.
Okay, no, I agree. You're a good joke teller.
It's all fuel to the fire.
I'm just messing with you. But I feel like either you lean into Mitch or you kind of like disengage from almost being Mitch, because you're so close that people think you're doing him anyway, so you might as well lean in or actually try to differentiate yourself properly if you really want to be just Keegan. Right now, you're still kind of sounding and looking like him.
Okay, I got a question, Rick. Did the Beatles write Twist and Shout?
No.
Do you know who did?
Was it Chuck Berry? I feel like
no.
And Little Richard?
No. And here's the thing.
Who wrote it?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, Justin. Justin's gonna tell us who wrote it. Phil Medley. He wrote it so much.
Okay.
I don't understand this analogy even a little. Did the Beatles write Twist and Shout? Who are you in this analogy? The Beatles?
He's the Shout.
Because we know he's like, oh, no one knows who wrote it. Well, we know who Mitch Hedberg is. You know what I mean? Like, who? I don't even understand who he is in this analogy.
It's even like, so instead of ignoring Mitch Hedberg's legacy, now it's just shit on it. While you're at it. God damn it.
Guess what? Nobody cares. Because when they hear music, they just want to dance. And when people come to the comedy club, they just want to laugh.
I think that is a difference between music and comedy. Sure, yes, when people go to a comedy club, laughter is most important. But in order to get that laughter, usually there has to be some kind of connection. Like you're relating to this. person in some way, even if it's just silly observations. You're like, oh, I had that thought and I couldn't put it into words, or that happened to me, or I get where he's coming from. The whole time they're just thinking, Mitch Hedberg? There's no connection to this because it's so fucking distracting.
Yeah, there's another comp. This guy named Dylan Raiola was a freshman quarterback at Nebraska last year, and he dressed as Patrick Mahomes. So literally, like, he wore 15, he had the hair, he did the pregame thing, and everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? So, like, there is that, like, uncanny valley. Also, now he's an Oregon Duck, and he's doing Marcus Mariota impression, which is fun.
Yeah. Oh, and you're right, though. The more I listen to him, the more he's like, this is I don't know how old he is, but this seems like an algorithm kid where he's like, well, I'm getting views. That's what's most important. So who gives a fuck who I'm stealing from?
Yeah, views are king, man. What are you talking about?
And it is. I'm fixating on. You're right about the blueprint thing too, where it is definitely easier to write those jokes. Mitch Hedberg laid out a formula that makes it easier to do those jokes in that voice.
If we asked chat right now to give us Mitch Hedberg jokes, we would have a bunch of funny Mitch Hedberg jokes.
Someone would come up with something, yeah.
Yeah. It's just because it's a style of comedy that's been around and we've thought about for a long time. So it's innovation is gone. This guy's like, no, I made it. He didn't make this. A few more seconds.
Focused on whether I'm just Keegan and I just want to make people laugh. That's it. It doesn't matter if I'm doing Mitch's style or my own style, whatever. When people come to the comedy club, they just want to laugh. That's what I want to give them.
He's not understanding, or maybe he is understanding and ignoring Ari Shaffir and Lewis and Rick Diaz and these people that are like, hey, why not differentiate yourself? He's acting like they're haters. And this is, I mean, I'm sure some people are being dicks on Instagram or whatever, but the people saying like differentiate yourself, they're saying it for your benefit. It's not a hating thing. It's like, hey, if you want to be, I'm just Keegan. If that's true, then let that be known. Because right now, all anyone's thinking of is Mitch Hedberg. It's crazy that he's been doing. And this has been, I think his first Kill Tony appearance was like over a year ago. So like, it's crazy that it's he's done this long.
And it's a guy that if he would just make those little changes, he has an insane amount of goodwill behind him because people would want to cheer on a guy that, didn't understand and then figured it out and is still funny.
That's the thing. He seems funny, which is a pivotal part of this. He doesn't seem like a shitty comedian.
It's one of the best Kill Tonys. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead, Electra.
I was just saying, Chuck made a good point in chat that the audience relates to his love of Mitch Hedberg. And that's flattery. That's okay, too.
But not really, because he's kind of like, I didn't really watch Mitch that much when I was young. I was more of a Dimitri Martin guy. So it's not even in homage of Mitch.
Yeah, that's the missing piece. If he was doing that, then we'd probably feel a little better about it. Like, oh, okay, it's a cool tribute act. This should happen more in comedy. If someone is that close to a comedian that's not with us anymore, bring him back. Let's do it.
It's just it's uncomfortable. It's like if you're in a social
I think that's the best way to say it.
And someone doesn't like realize that they're behaving, but you can't really mention it to them, and you're just like, what is this? What are we doing here?
How long in public, Mike?
No, I can't.
Very weird. Yes. Electro, we have a few things here. Real quick, Brando 807 gifted 1 Blind Mike membership. Thank you so much, Brando. And so did Gray Lobster gifted 1 Blind Mike membership. Thank you so much. And now,
hey, super chats.
We have some super chats. Electra.
Suburban Tug time. It's very simple, Michael. He's ripping off Mitch Hedberg and lying about it for some reason.
Yeah, well, it would have been a much quicker segment if I just said that. But yeah, it's frustrating. It's weird. And I think the part of you, and you heard it in Tony's voice there too, where it's like, he is a good joke writer. If he was a complete hack, which I get by definition he is, but like if the jokes were shitty, then your instinct to bash him would be stronger. But I think people just see something in him where it's like, you don't have to do this, man. There's another path.
It's an amazing point you just made. It is literally the definition of hack. We hear hack get thrown around all the time, but that is the literal definition.
That's what a hack is, doing something that they know will make money.
Yeah, he's fucking with us. He's got. Yeah. Got a few more here. Electra.
Hamilton Burger. What if this guy is David Collins wearing a mask?
Oh my God!
I said it.
And congratulations on the baby, Mr. Collins.
David Collins, David Collins, David Collins. George Captor, without being rude, besides a certain age group, who would know who Mitch Hedberg was?
That's what he's banking on.
I don't know if that's true. I think Mitch got more popular after he died.
Well, the thing about comedians, too, is they literally live, like, on a totem pole. Like, it's always, like, who came before you. And so, like, even young comedians know all the old comedians because they all have a respect, you know?
Kill Tony is a show that now there is probably a percentage of people that don't know who Mitch Hedberg is.
Really?
You know, like there's young people watching that show who aren't even really comedy fans, but Kill Tony's become such a thing that people watch it. So there might be a percentage of people that don't know who Mitch Hedberg is. There's not a lot of people going to comedy clubs and seeing comedians at that level that have no idea. Like, you're not going to get a lot of walk-ins that are like, now who is this guy remind me of?
Yes. You're a diehard comedy fan. You see the guy walk on stage, you're like, you know what he kind of looks like? This can't go where I think it's going. And then it goes exactly where you think it's going.
I'm going to be honest here. I'm a big comedy fan. I go to comedy shows. I did not know who Mitch Hedberg was about a year ago. So
Really?
Yes.
That is amazing.
You're a girl. It doesn't count.
Well,
Also, yeah. Ladies, they don't.
That's so cute of you, Electra.
Rabbit Kangaroo. Great show, gang. Between Jasleen and the Hedberg imitator, this show is a study of gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And sadly, like a new era of creativity or lack thereof.
And we're listening here. Breaking news, Craig last spotted walking into a child's ball pit, greased up and wearing only a snorkel and mask.
I'm sure he hasn't. That's a fun drop.
That's frightening. I miss you, Jimmy. I find wigs... What?
That's Krager's too.
Krager's
I
laugh.
didn't recognize that one.
Yeah, we got two Krager's laughs. They're both scary. If you hear those, run!
Oh God, how many poor little faces have been pushed into a pillow while they hear that?
Oh, no. Granny's on the screen now. I miss you, Jimmy. I find wigs so fascinating. Never seen a middle-aged one, though.
What's that referring to?
I'm not sure.
Find wigs. Maybe he was wearing a wig? The KEGAN?
I don't think he's middle-aged. I think he's a younger guy.
He does seem young. He does.
He looks mid-30s, maybe.
Oh, okay. I would have guessed younger.
Well, maybe it's just the receding hairline, but Carol Dillon, Mike, you legend, Simp Hedberg, and Dick Diaz are symptomatic of the greater issue you will get to later. Tony's comic are largely just terrible. He meant Tony's comics, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that come out of that are funny. Like, I think Ari Matty is genuinely a funny comedian, but this is a different thing. This isn't even like, oh, these Kill Tony regulars. This is a very unique circumstance.
I like Carol pre-promoting our next segments. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a little work for the project.
Thank you.
Yeah, a few more here.
And comedy podcast clips. Having a PhD and referring to yourself as a doctor is douchey. I'm a lawyer, have a doctorate in law, would never refer to myself as a doctor. Misleading. Medical school is hard. PhD equals wrote a paper. Thank you.
Well, I didn't even know what it was, so it's good to use on people, rubes like me.
I do like that he said, referring to yourself as a doctor is douchey, then 3 words later it says, I have a doctorate in law. That's fine.
But he doesn't refer to himself as a doctor. He's not, I'm Dr. Comedy Podcast Club.
Well, I'm going to call him Dr. Comedy from now on
Well,
because he has a
okay.
PhD.
Then let's do that.
What I didn't realize, all the times I've heard PhD, I didn't realize it was specific to philosophy.
No, there's PhDs of all different fields, but that's just the name of it is a...
Okay,
Get
all
it?
right,
So,
that's where I was getting stuck. We don't know what she has a PhD in.
Right. There's all sorts of different... My mom has a PhD in math, so it's... Yeah, so, and yeah, it's like a professional student, basically. You want to keep going to school, you get your PhD. You're going to be a professional student.
Okay.
I can't get over a lady knows math at that level. Holy shit! I didn't know that was possible. Just kidding, Electra.
At Hamilton Burger, Robert Klein was a giant, and many people don't know him.
I've thought about doing a Robert Klein episode of Why You Laughing recently, so that might be on my list.
sign.
Yeah.
Kids in the Hall. Kids in the Hall. I'm still waiting for it.
It's another good one.
You just have something against Canadians, I guess. I don't know.
Nola Steve, PhD equals playa haters degree.
Hey-o.
Come on, Mike. Fuck yeah. Oh, I didn't say it right. Fuck yeah. No, I didn't say it right. Okay, never mind. I give up. At Brando807, Electra's top 5 Oak comics. Girls don't get Mitch.
She doesn't even know.
Comics. What are your 5 favorite goat comics? Maybe. What's your favorite comic, Electra? Who's that?
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, that's a
Richard
good one.
Pryor. There's so many to name.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Louis C.K. Louis C.K. is the best comic that ever.
No one asked either, quite frankly.
Well, that's just my opinion, Mike.
He did ask. That was the question.
No one asked me, so I get what you're saying.
Oh, that's true. He did ask.
Now, time to go to war. Dave Smith versus Adam.
I just like that Adam Sosnick keeps getting embarrassed. I find it very funny. This guy seems like a real douchebag, huh? Adam Sosnick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know why Patrick Bet-David keeps letting him out of the house, but he was on Piers Morgan again and embarrassed himself. So I guess the rest of the show we'll be talking about the Kevin Hart roast. I have such a bad barometer of this stuff. I watched the roast. I laughed. I thought it was funny, and I didn't foresee issues coming from it. I think because I thought the Brady one was harsher. I thought there were jokes in that I was surprised people didn't give a shit about. So I was like, oh, maybe we're at a time in this country where people realize what a roast is. And I was incorrect. Somehow both sides got very angry at this one. But they bring in an expert like Adam Sosnick. They bring in Dave Smith on Piers Morgan's podcast. Piers knows what he's doing. He knows these two don't like each other. So smart move to bring both of them on.
Censored. Adam the body bag Sosnick. PBD tells me this will be his very last chance on Uncensored. I'm sure he will grasp.
I mean, Adam Sosnick's this guy where it's like, just get yourself together and make money. That's what's most important in this world. Be an adult and start caring about your income. And he's talked about like such a child, where Patrick Bet-David is like, you better not misbehave this time, mister. And he has to be like, I know, Mr. David.
Hold on a second.
Media personality Emily Wilson, host of the Emily Saves Qatar podcast, and Jay Dyer. So welcome to all of you.
Why is Adam on the comedy panel?
But no one respects this fucking guy.
Let's start.
Emily, I was a failed stand-up comedian that got into finance and decided to focus on making money, which I know a lot of you influencers need to learn a little bit more about that, but
Really funny stuff, Adam. Really, really witty comeback. Where the girl, Emily Wilson, I think he said her name was, I forget. But she just calls him out immediately and is like, why is Adam on the comedy podcast? A funny line and very quick enough that it hit. And Adam goes, no, you're not good at comedy, huh? It's like, okay,
Here's my wallet full of cash. Look at it.
You showed her.
Charlie Kirk joke.
So here's my thing. If we want to get, this is more about Dave and Adam debating. But if you want to have an actual discussion about the jokes on the roast that people were offended by, like the Charlie Kirk joke isn't a Charlie Kirk joke. I get it's offensive imagery or whatever. The joke is that Tony's gay. Like that's the joke. For anyone that doesn't know. It was Tony took loads in his throat like Charlie Kirk. I'm butchering it, but that's the gist of it. Offensive imagery, purposely so. I thought the crime that Pete Davidson committed with that joke is it feels like a joke that's been made on Reddit for the last 8 months. You know what I mean? Like it felt very generic, but that happens. You get leeway at roasts. Like people kind of allow that. So if Pete Davidson committed any comedy crime, I thought it was not being original enough. I don't know why people pretend to be offended by these things, and they always have their line, and it'll get brought up here where it's like, but were you offended by the George Floyd thing? No, of course not. I was only offended by the thing that affected my side and that I can pretend to be outraged about. So Adam Sosnick is one of those guys. To his credit, he's not saying that Pete Davidson should be in trouble or anything like that, but he is very passionately angry about what Pete said.
There will be a lot of people who will have found that crossed a line, that it was too offensive, that it's too soon after Charlie's murder. And you've got to think of his wife, his widow, his family, his kids, people around him who would have probably found that horrendous.
I would say it appears. I don't think you do, unless Erica Kirk was there, like at the roast, which it wouldn't be crazy based on how she's behaved. But like, if they're not in the room, I don't think you do have to think about them. They're being purposely inflammatory, like they're saying outrageous things. It was a very public thing that happened, and of course, a tragedy. And I talked about it very seriously when it happened and how it affected a lot of people. In the format of that roast, I don't think you have... Gilbert Gottfried did a roast joke about 9/11 like the next week or something.
Yes.
I don't think you have to think about that in those settings.
Yeah, Gilbert went on after the Japanese earthquake and roasted the shit out of them right afterwards, which was...
And this is this is where, because, you know, when you talk about cancel culture, I've been on the Republican side for many years now.
Mm-hmm.
And then people like Adam Sosnick lose me when they constantly bang the drum of, why can't we get... Gilbert Gottfried made fun of 9/11 the very next day, and you rally around that. And then when it comes to something like Charlie Kirk, these guys are like, I never. My goodness.
Yeah. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, noted Oregon Duck football fan. Thank you.
Yes.
You heard that.
Most about him.
It is. We need them all. Like, we need every one of them.
Joke from Peter, which got a mixed response. But when you heard that, did you feel that crossed a line?
Well, listen, Piers, I did stand-up comedy in my 20s, and I decided to end up focus on making money, and that's how I met PBD in the finance world, and we started the podcast.
First of all, this is how you know the guy doesn't have a real answer for the question. Hey, did you think Pete Davidson's joke was offensive? Well, Piers, it's interesting. I was born in Michigan, and it's like, how is this an answer? Where you give us the origin of your... I guess he's working his way up to telling us I was a comedian, so I have the authority to say, no, that wasn't funny. It's like, well, then everyone's tried to be funny in their lives, Adam. You failed at it. But let's see this answer. He was a comedian in his 20s, and then he decided to make money. Unlike, you know who doesn't make money is Theo Vaughn or Tom Segura or all these comedians. Shane Gillis, Tony Hinchcliffe. They never make any money in comedy, unfortunately. So Adam took the smart route of being someone's bitch boy on their podcast.
Together in 2020, but I know funny. What happened with me personally, and I'll get to Charlie Kirk because I knew Charlie Kirk very well, is I said rather than being...
I know I keep saying... Go back to the beginning of this clip if you could, because I know I keep stepping on it. But it needs to be pointed out. Guys like Adam, they never... No one ever comes out and says, now listen, to be totally fair, I have a horrible sense of humor. My sense of humor stinks. I find the worst things funny. I can never find anyone to relate with me on them because I just have a terrible sense of humor. It's always, I have a terrific sense of humor.
I know comedy.
And here's why. I know comedy. And here's why I'm really mad about this joke. Okay.
Do you feel that crossed a line?
Well, listen, Piers, I did stand-up comedy in my 20s, and I decided to end up focus on making money, and that's how I met PBD in the finance world, and we started the podcast together in 2020. But I know funny. What happened with me personally, and I'll get to Charlie Kirk because I knew Charlie Kirk very well, is I said rather than being a stand-up comedian and sleeping on friends' couches, let me make some money. 10 years later, I made a bunch of money. I owned a stand-up comedy club, and I hired comedians. In fact...
I was tired of sleeping on people's couches and said, let me make a bunch of money. A decade later, I made money. Yeah. So if you worked that hard at comedy, if you were funny, maybe you would have achieved that as well. What a crazy... It sounded like he started making money the next day. And he's just like, and then, wouldn't you know it, bang, I wake up 10 years later and I've got money all of a sudden. And owning a comedy club does not mean you're funny, by the way.
Damn it. I thought that would be a workaround. Shit. All right. Lewis, it's not going to work. I can't be a part owner. It doesn't make me funny.
The biggest star on SNL, I found him when he was 19, Marcelo Hernandez, who has the #1 show on Netflix right now. He actually worked for myself and PBD at Valuetainment. so I know funny. I'm sitting in a van down by the
Doesn't
river
mean
right
anything. He was an intern on a political podcast.
Did he hear a different question? Possibly.
That's a great point. Was the Pete Davidson joke offensive? I hired Marcelo Hernandez.
What?
And I haven't seen enough of Marcelo Hernandez's comedy to know how funny he is. I'm not too familiar. I know the name, but I'm not too familiar with him. Being hired on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, where they talk about finance, politics, and he interviews Sammy the Bull Gravano. I don't know, to be an intern on that show, what the barrier is for funny. I don't know how much funny you need to have in you to be an intern or a producer on that program. But maybe I'm wrong. Adam knows a lot more than me. He owns a comedy club.
It seems like he's still answering the girl's insult from minutes ago.
Casey, in a lot of ways, he is.
She's like, let me tell you about my wallet more and how I'm rich and famous. What's your question again?
He was steaming about that. So he's like, I'm going to give him my comedy resume.
right now, sweating my tush off right here. I'll shout out to Chris Farley. I've been around funny people. In fact, you know Vinny Oshana.
That's how comedy works.
Shout out to Chris Farley. I know he's not going to hear it, Adam, unfortunately.
I was in the room with a funny person. Now I'm funny. That's how it works.
Who's on your show, one of the funniest, greatest people who's about to cross 1 million in comedy. He's incredible. But there's also people who make their name in this career by not being that funny. Pete Davidson is one of them. Jimmy Kimmel is one of them. I'm not going to go there and say Dave Smith is one of them. That's not what I'm going to do. But the reality...
But also, so if Pete Davidson... He's almost making an excuse for Pete Davidson. If Pete Davidson's not that funny, and he went up and told an unfunny roast joke, what were you expecting him to do? Why are you upset with him? Why are we gathering here today to hold each other and recover from Pete Davidson's horrible joke?
Because she said I'm not funny, so I'm going to go find someone that I can say wasn't funny, so now she maybe looks at me a little differently and I can get a date with her. That's
what's hilarious about her slamming him like that out of the gate is she's on his side. She's really arguing against Pete Davidson, and she was still like, who invited this fucking loser?
She's got him off balance right now, that's for sure.
Yes, Charlie Kirk was an absolute hero, and what's happening with him, people are literally taking their proverbial shots at him. The bottom line is this. Pete Davidson, name one famous joke he's ever made. I can tell you jokes that Dave Chappelle made, that George Carlin made, that every single comedian had famously made, Chris Rock, right?
Pete's not as what is this argument now? Pete's not as good a comedian as them. Pete wouldn't say that. No, nobody would say it. Like Pete's not as good a comedian as Dave Chappelle. What, is that the argument now? That you have to be as funny as Chris Rock to do a roast?
I can tell you really one really funny Pete Davidson Charlie Kirk joke I've heard. I mean, he just did the thing.
I thought Pete was like fine. I think he's pretty good on those. Like I didn't think he was. I didn't think anyone bombed other than I guess like Tiana Taylor, but like I didn't think anyone really bombed. We'll get to Chelsea Handler in a minute. I didn't even think she bombed. She was probably my least favorite set of the night, but it wasn't like an epic bombing. Like I thought everyone did fine, and I was surprised that there are some people on both sides that were like, this shouldn't be happening. We need to put a stop to this.
Your honest thoughts to Tom Brady's performance.
So I thought Brady was like, okay, I'm surprised. I guess I'm grading on a curve with Brady. Mm-hmm. I'm just surprised how human he comes across in those. Just like, I wouldn't think he would be able to deliver a joke based on the like interviews he's given and stuff. So just the fact that he plays along with any of that stuff shocks me.
He does come off more human there than he does on his play-by-play on Sundays.
Yes.
So
yeah. I think he's fine. I know people say he looks weird now, but I'm like just like the delivery and stuff. He's way better than I would expect him to be.
Odds of a Tom Brady comedy set coming out in our lifetime.
Oh,
Minus
God,
200.
I pray not. I don't know.
That would be amazing.
I mean, the big piece of chicken. What has Pete Davidson ever done that's been funny? In fact, when your dating career is more in the headlines than your comedy career, you're probably not that funny. So it's just par for the course. But the bottom line is this. We need to stop being so offended in this country and realize that free societies love comedians. And that's where we are.
Right. He said a lot of nothing there just to be like, yeah, Pete Davidson should be allowed to say it. So it's a strange approach he takes in this argument. He's also very angry at Dave, which we'll get to. which I don't know why Adam is there because he doesn't have a point really at all.
It feels like Adam is
the debate. Piers actually made a mistake here. The debate should have been Dave and this woman Emily because they really disagree, and Adam is just there to piss off Dave, which I get makes good television. But I would have been more interested to hear what Dave said against this Emily Wilson woman.
Adam sounds like he's doing this with like PB Day like standing over him with a rolled up newspaper, like just ready to whack him. So he doesn't want to say anything. No, everything's good over here. Everything's good over here. We're all good. Free speech.
David's friends with Joe Rogan. I can't shit on the jokes too much. He's a comedy guy.
He is siloed up right now. All right, next one here is Dave versus Adam.
Okay, this is the reason we're here. I saw this clip and said I had to watch the rest of this.
Okay. And Dave, I didn't get a chance to specifically ask you about this. So just very quickly, what did you think of that joke?
It was hilarious. It was a great joke. I don't even like understand entertaining this conversation of whether it crossed the line. And as you pointed out, Pierce, right? Like it just shows everybody's hypocrisy immediately because like the people who are outraged about the George Floyd joke aren't outraged about the Charlie Kirk joke and vice versa. It's a roast. It's edgy comedy. And if you don't like it, then don't watch it. It's really that simple. And, you know, I mean, look, I'm friends with Pete, or I was friends with Pete when we were coming up in comedy together. And like, again, Adam can have whatever opinion he wants on who he thinks is funny and who isn't funny. The bottom line is that millions of people love Pete Davidson. And if he does go on a stand-up tour, he'll be selling out giant theaters. So like, if you don't like it, that's fine.
And he also,
that was a hilarious joke.
He also does a lot of these roasts, and he regularly has awful jokes told about his father who died on 9/11, and he laughs and accepts.
That's true. Right, but Pierce, but it's all about, obviously, right, with comedy, it's all about the intention, right? Like, the intention of anyone doing comedy is to try to get everyone in the room to crack up laughing.
Right.
That's the goal. Pete does it. The goal when Pete tells that joke isn't like to get people to walk out. It's to kill to make it as edgy as possible and still hit you with a big punchline. And that's it. That's the natural, that's the way comedy works. It's a discussion between the comic and the audience.
Well, I'll say that joke was
that
the reason that we're having this discussion right now is because the joke was actually, in my opinion, Dave, you're entitled to yours, not funny. It was completely offensive. Gay Tony Hinchcliffe.
That's really if that's what we're there for, on a news program. Like you're gonna talk about every joke that isn't funny. That's bullshit. Adam's outraged because he felt it was offensive, and if you take that down even more, he's outraged because it was about Charlie Kirk, who he has to be aligned with and in support of. And people that like Adam Sosnick are offended by this joke, so Adam has to act like he's offended by it. Like that's all that it is. And again, like I said, I'm sure Pete Davidson didn't like Charlie Kirk and hated his politics. I believe that that's true. But was Pete David making a political statement in that moment, or was he calling Tony Hinchcliffe a cum swallower? Was it a stupid gay joke?
Yeah. Also, like we're in a soft world war. Aliens are coming, and CNN's like, yeah, let's talk about a joke. What is this?
And it's not so unfunny. Like, even if you want to say the joke is unfunny, it's not so unfunny that it should make national news. And that's what these people have done, is cause it to be a news story based on how unfunny it was. It was not that, certainly.
I think Piers Morgan has discovered panel shows on YouTube, and it's just making his show like a normal fight night panel show. Get two people up there to fight.
Yes, that's what Piers does entirely. Because like I said, if you wanted a real discussion, I think it would have been Dave and Emily.
Yes.
I don't think
when I see Wendy, the retard on this show, I'll know it's in its full panel phase.
But Adam, couldn't you acknowledge, like, and I'm not trying to take a shot at you here, you failed out of being a stand-up. Well, you failed out of stand-up comedy, and Pete Davidson became a multi-millionaire famous success from it. So maybe you're not in a position to determine whether it's good comedy or not.
No, the fact that I owned a comedy club and I hired hundreds of comedians gives me the credibility to say,
my God.
I know what's funny and not funny.
There is no opinion.
I've seen people
horrendous. I mean, how many times? Like we literally talked about. It was Dave Smith, Dave and Lewis, and I think Kurt Metzger and maybe some other comedians got canceled by a comedy club owner because they didn't like. They were offended by jokes they've made. Like comedy club owners do not necessarily know. Like people threw Louis C.K. under the bus. They're probably the best comedian alive right now. People were like, we're not going to book Louis C.K. Like they don't always act on funny. They're business people. They might not even be fans of comedy a lot of time. So this idea that I owned a comedy club so I can come on and tell you that Pete Davidson is or isn't funny and why it should be newsworthy and we should have a focus group on it the next day.
Yeah, I once owned a garage, Mike, where I had a band playing it. Therefore, I am Led Zeppelin.
Can you fix my car? You own a garage. That's pretty impressive.
At one point. Amazing. That makes no sense.
Club, and I hired hundreds of comedians. Gives me the credibility to say,
my God.
I know what's funny and not funny.
There is no
because
opinion.
I've seen people
There's no opinion.
who sell out
Let me just
crowds.
tell you this.
Dave, listen. Let
As
me
a
speak.
stand-up
Dave, let me
comic,
speak. You just spoke.
there's no one's
Relax.
opinion.
Relax,
I'm
Dave.
just-
Let me at least speak. Okay,
Yeah,
are you gonna let me speak?
Dave kept repeating himself there because he has a point. He's going to say there's no worse barometer than a club owner saying what's funny, but he never quite gets it out, unfortunately.
Because he knows. Adam's like, nope, just keep going, keep going. He's going to drill me here.
I'm pretty relaxed.
You started
The
so
reality is
well,
that
you two.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. The reality
Pierce is jerking off under the table. Loving this.
reality is this. The reason we're doing this show right now, because it really wasn't that funny. What's the funniest joke Pete Davidson has ever said other than that joke? Dave Smith, comedian.
Well, what is this argument now? Now I have to name Pete Davidson jokes. Well, I couldn't. Let's say Dave can't do it. Let's say Dave's never heard a funny Pete Davidson joke. That would have been the case before the roast. So why before the roast weren't you going on panel shows where you're like, Pete Davidson needs to be taken off the Kevin Hart roast? We can't stand for this. I need to vet the entire dais.
Out of all the things that happen, why are we even talking about this? Makes no sense.
It's so silly. We'll get to the Shane and Tony. Chelsea Handler is much worse on this, which I'm excited.
So much worse. Oh my God.
It's crazy.
No, a ton of.
That's your cue, Craigers. Get out of bed, wash your face, and get up.
We don't need them.
Exactly. He's never told a funny joke.
All right,
Go
let me
ahead.
bring in
What?
Emily.
You're-
Emily Wilson.
Adam, you
Emily,
really
welcome
are,
back
like
to
one of the dumbest people who talks for a living.
I just like that shot by Dave that he was mystified by what Adam was saying.
I love too that he knows how TV works. Is when Pierce brings in everyone else, everyone gets quiet, and Dave's like, "Nope, I'm going to use this opportunity to just call you an idiot." It's good management. Now we get to where every conversation in politics ends: George Floyd.
Of course, yeah. Well, so Dave brought up the George Floyd joke that I think Tony made. And the people on Adam's side aren't outraged by that, but other people are. And Michael Che posted on Instagram. And I don't know if he doubled down on this, so maybe he wasn't kidding, but this is how I read it. He posted on Instagram something to the effect of like, "Hey, we're roasting the most successful black comedian in the last 10 years. Oh, really? Who's writing?" And then you swipe right, and it's a picture of Zach Amico, Nick Mullen, J.P. McDade, Mike Lawrence, and Dan St. Germain, the whitest group of men you could imagine, which I think is a funny joke. Like I think Che is kidding. I think he knows all those guys, like Amico and Mullen and them, and he's friends with Shane. So people were like outraged by that, and I didn't really understand. I thought Che was kidding, but I did see a lot of people, go to bat for what Michael Che was saying. And talk like, why does it have to go to race at all these roasts? Why do they have to bring up that Kevin is black? And it's like, well, do you want him to go harder at his personal life? You want people to talk about his kid? Or do you want to talk about like these surface level kind of silly things? Or do you want like to really dig into his life and go? Because I mean, people made jokes about him having an affair and he's a shitty actor. And like race was one of the things that got brought up. I don't know what you're looking for. With the people that get outraged by this, are you asking to have roasts banned? Because like other than that, I don't know what the solution is.
Just unfunny roasts.
I don't know what you want. I mean, don't watch them. Like that's totally fine. If you're like, oh, I think roasts suck, because I do agree with the idea. Like I don't know. I used to watch. What was it called? Roast Masters, the show that Lewis did, which is basically a roast battle. Mm-hmm. And it would be like two people that didn't even necessarily know each other. One would get up and be like, so-and-so's sister died last month. Here's a joke about it. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, it was just let me think of the meanest things I can say, which, like, that's not always for me. So I get, if it's not for you, don't worry about it. Like, don't watch it. But I don't get the idea of, like, I've decided where the line is, and that's the one I'm offended by.
Yeah.
Like, why watch every year for that? Just to point out the ones that were in bad taste. The people are going to fail. They're going to tell unfunny jokes. They're going to tell offensive jokes. A lot of them, like, this is the first time they're trying some of that. It's only the last couple roasts that I've heard comedians say I worked on my material. Like, Shane did it in front of the TD Garden audience. He did some of these jokes. But that's like a new thing. Like, Rickles wasn't doing that.
No, and also, like, a healthy democracy depends on its ability to make its power force or whatever satirical. If you did this roast in England, like, 9 people would be arrested right now because you can't make fun of certain protected groups in England, and they put people in jail for speech. Like,
yeah.
So shut up, Adam. Like, don't put any lines anywhere, because then you're the one that gets fucked in the end. Because you said lines are good, now everyone gets to use lines. No lines, fuck lines.
And if Adam used the safety net of, like, I don't think Pete should be in trouble, and it's kind of a safety blanket people put on after they spend 20 minutes being like, it wasn't funny, it was in bad taste. Charlie Kirk, you have to think about his family, and then they hide behind, no, see, I said he shouldn't get in trouble. It's like, but if you're on that side, if he shouldn't be in trouble for jokes, should you really be leading the charge of, we need to vet these jokes, we need to decide what's funny and only allow those, because the ones I don't think are funny shouldn't be heard by anyone.
Right. Adam should have come on the show and be like, that wasn't a Charlie Kirk joke. This is a Charlie Kirk joke. And killed us with a Charlie Kirk joke.
I think, because I agree, here's the thing is, like, ultimately, I agree with the right on this issue way more than the left. Like, cancel culture type of issues, way more. But they step in it every time where it comes to one of their guys. If someone makes fun of Trump or Charlie Kirk or one of these jokes, they take that opportunity to be like, whoa, that was over the line. I think they would win over so many people in the middle if they were like, hey, listen, I fight for these rights on every other issue. Why would I get offended by this one?
It's so weird, because when I was a kid, it was exactly the opposite. Like, the Republicans and the Bushes and all those assholes were, and then, the Clintons were fighting for freedom, and then that fucking cunt Tipper Gore came along and ruined everything for everyone. Fuck you, Tipper Gore. Ugh. All right, George Floyd.
Shadowboxing right now.
Let me just say what George Floyd's family said by way of response, for example. They responded through a spokesperson saying that Hart's decision to allow Tony Hinchcliffe on stage was sad for the culture, arguing that Hart should have stepped in before the joke landed, given Hinchcliffe's history of making similar remarks at other events. They said, we're trying to rebuild things for our community and make things better in our community. Let's try to be a little bit more positive and not sit up there doing colon inspections by white comedians.
Real quick, before we get to their response, I think that's very silly. I think it's stupid. I think if you're looking for positivity, don't watch a show where the premise is, let's humiliate the people on stage. Let's slam them. Let's take these famous people and cut them down a peg. You shouldn't be watching that if you're looking for positivity. I think that's really silly. And I think to use that opportunity with something like George Floyd, to take that opportunity of a Netflix roast to grandstand and call attention to yourselves, I think is gross in itself.
I think Netflix should lean into this and do the next roast of, it should be the roast of George Floyd. And we should all just have fun as a country.
Now that would be interesting.
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's jump in.
Craig's dusting off his notebook right now.
I got something for this, boss.
Piers, who said that quote, if you don't mind?
This was the George Floyd famany.
Okay.
Why do we care what George Floyd family says about anything?
Yeah, why do we?
Remember a minute ago when Adam was like, we need to take a step back and think, what would Charlie Kirk's family think about this? Remember that? Like, in our time, maybe 5 minutes ago. In theirs, probably less.
That is amazing.
Let me hear this again. Let me hear Adam jump to this.
Yeah. Why do we
family?
Okay.
Why do we care what George Floyd family says about anything?
Yeah. Why are we worried about their family?
Well,
Adam, you just said, and I'm sure you would have some excuse why. Well, the Charlie Kirk thing was more recent, and George Floyd, there was fentanyl in his system, where we all saw what happened to Charlie Kirk. I know they have their reasons, but it's amazing not to realize the hypocrisy of saying, "I'll tell you why Pete Davidson's joke was in poor taste." Have you ever heard of Erica Kirk? Charlie Kirk left children behind, and they have to turn on the TV and hear that filth. And then Piers goes, here's something George Floyd's family said. Fuck them. Kick her off. Fuck them. Tell them to crawl back into the hole they came out of. Fuck them.
Gotta hide it a little better, guys. Come on.
George Floyd was killed by a police officer who's now serving.
Oh,
a very
the
long
hero,
prison
George
sentence.
Floyd, the innocent.
They're doing the roast of George Floyd already.
Wow.
This is what it would be like.
This, by the way, and I don't agree with this, but at the time when Charlie Kirk got shot, there were people, disgusting people, that were like, "Oh, who cares? He was a bad guy." There were legitimately people saying that, like the day of that he got shot. They're, "Oh, he's a piece of shit. Fuck him anyways. What are we supposed to cry because Charlie? Sure. Oh, it's horrible for his kids. Big deal. I'm supposed to be sad that Charlie Kirk died." People said that. And now listen to what Adam and Emily say about the death of George Floyd.
Why do we care what George Floyd family says about anything?
Yeah, why are we worried about their family?
Well, George Floyd was killed by a police officer who's now serving.
Oh,
a very
the
long
hero,
prison
George
sentence.
Floyd, the innocent angel who helped society. Exactly.
Well, the
This
police
amazing
officer was
person,
found
George
guilty
Floyd.
of deliberately killing him. So that, you know, you can have your own view about it, but his family are entitled to take a view that they have. In the same way that Charlie Kirk's, you know, it's interesting to me.
Piers should add, his family is entitled to the view that they have, which is exactly your view on the Charlie Kirk joke.
You heard me say family, right? The word family. It's the same. All colors, family. They're all the same. Dude,
I don't agree with them, just like I didn't agree with Adam. But it's amazing that and Emily. But it's amazing that they're not like, Piers, you know what? You've got us. That's a fair point.
Oh, we're dirty racists. You got us.
Emily, you're outraged about the Floyd family having any feelings about him, who was killed by a police officer, but you're equally outraged the other way about the Charlie Kirk joke because you feel like he should be.
No, George Floyd overdosed. It was in the
she's
autopsy.
wrong.
Well,
that's not what this is about.
I know, but I just had to say it.
I'm telling you, this roast would be enormous. 1 billion
She's
people would watch it.
gaslighting, though. This show was really about gaslighting. Okay, moving on.
Policeman did everything he was supposed to. The other policeman threw him under the bus. When you go through the training and all the legal stuff, I thought we had been over this and reached like a normal statement. He was a career criminal and he was a horrible person. And I don't care what him or his family that's happy to get money has to say about it.
Jeez.
They wanted people fired.
Damn.
Remember when Charlie Kirk got shot? People said the same shit. Oh, Charlie Kirk, fuck him. He's a racist. He's a bad guy, piece of shit. They tried to get them fired from their jobs for saying that.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my God. Who is that
Mild.
woman? She's the spawn of Satan.
Well, yeah, but mostly it was Adam. I don't know who she is, so I don't have a dog in the fight of her. But Adam, I found humiliating.
Electra, search her up. See if we can find. Does she do a podcast? She might be
Emily
amazing.
Wilson, I think her name is. Yeah.
She scares me.
Yeah, she might be Lady Hitler. We needed a new Lady Hitler. We haven't had one of those in a while. So
Yes.
Okay.
Electra.
Yay, super chats.
Oh, there's more.
Yay. Shardle Frenemy. It's funny that Dave defaulted to the "you're not an expert" defense when he pushed against that same defense in regards to his opinions on the Middle East.
Yeah, I get the comparison, but I think what Dave is saying is like, comedy is much more subjective than a lot of that stuff. And Pete performed the joke. So like Pete finding it funny, it's just a different argument. I get what you're trying to say, but I do think it's a different argument that I happen to agree with Dave on.
Not a super chat, but could you read this one, Electra?
Super War Jam. Mike, your tweet about Don Lemon and Chelsea Handler was shown on the latest Too Lazy to Care video.
Too Lazy to Try. Yes, I tweeted
okay.
that after years of stealing from Too Lazy to Try. We've taken a lot of his clips over the years. I was glad to finally contribute. I've followed Too Lazy to Try for a long time, so nice that we could contribute.
And we got some membership chats here.
Ramrod45 celebrates 5 months of membership. MATARESE's wife is a PharmD. She is a pharmacist, has a doctorate of pharmacy.
This rabbit hole keeps getting deeper and deeper. Holy shit. She's a pharmacist. What?
Yeah, that's a professional doctorate, though. They go straight into a career, so yeah.
There you go.
So MATARESE's argument's like, baby, they got CVS's in Philly. We can move there.
I can't believe this is the hottest debate of the day.
It has been.
What Joe MATARESE's wife does.
People are over the tough shit. They just want to talk about the nonsense.
Diana Sklans, I tried to put fruit on the bottom, hope on top as a super chat, and it won't let me. Fruit is a censored word?
No fruits
I
here.
guess. That's
Only
terrible.
Is that right?
And a lady.
I think it's a synonym for gay or something, so maybe they're blocking it now.
But it's also not.
It's also a fruit.
It's also more commonly used the other way.
Yeah, something we eat, you know.
I told Electra one time we should film what your chat looks like as moderators because
Oh, God,
YouTube
yes.
is insane, the words they block on your chat. It's like...
Really? Mine specific?
Yes, and it like holds the comment and we have to approve them.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Is there anything we can change?
No, I think it's because of accumulation of limited ads on shows because of like Aaron and stuff like that. So YouTube algorithm just goes, oh, we got to moderate this chat a little heavy because all the moderations are set to 0, you know? So it just goes, hey, do you want to do this? And if we're not actively modding and saying yes, people say, hey, that's a great, let me give you a hand. That was a good job. And it'll block it because it'll be like hand and job are in the same sentence. Stuff like that. Yeah. So people, if your thing doesn't get up there, we're trying, but we don't get to all the yeses while we're on here.
Boy,
We're
that's
off.
really strange.
It
I didn't
is.
realize.
They like to restrict your people.
That's annoying. Sorry about that, guys.
No, but we're also on Rumble, so you can check us out there and say whatever you want.
I forgot we were still on Rumble.
Yes, still there. But now it's time, Mike. Are you ready for the Hypocrisy Police Academy Awards?
Well, this was the craziest thing of the week, where Chelsea Handler, I thought it gave the worst. Like I said, I didn't think she bombed, but I thought it was definitely the worst of the comedians that went up on stage. And so she couldn't cut down. She attempted to cut down Shane and Tony on the roast. She couldn't do that, so she went to Don Lemon the next day to just, I guess, trash them in like not a funny way. She's like, oh, the jokes didn't work, so let me actually just seriously trash them. They get everything wrong. It is beautiful. It's exactly what you want. If you're a Shane fan or a Tony fan, this is the exact... These two idiots trying to expose Tony and Shane as evil people is exactly what you'd hope for. So let's get into it.
It's like the Axis powers in World War II joining up forces here. It's amazing.
I got to tell you, I've watched many roasts, the Comedy Central roast, and at times I felt like a little bit uncomfortable with this one. And I was like, is this good? Is it bad? I think ultimately it's probably good, but it's gotten a lot of criticism. I'm going to play some clips.
Why does the news, because Don Lemon masquerades as a news program, same with Piers, why does the news feel it's an important subject to be like, was the Netflix roast funny? Why is that a news topic? I get why channels like this would talk about it, like channels that cover comedy. I totally get why that would be a discussion there. Why is it on the news? Headline, was the Kevin Hart roast funny? Who gives a shit? What if you didn't like it? What if you didn't laugh once? You weren't offended by it, but you didn't laugh. Is that news? Or do you have to be offended for it to create news?
I think that CNN and all these news places are seeing the growth of places like the Blind Mike Project and YouTube and things like that. And they're saying, how can we get in on this sort of non-news stuff that keeps people interested? They're stealing, Mike. They're stealing.
Gringo Poppy should have been the biggest news story since 9/11.
Totally.
If this is considered news.
So you mind if I play some clips so you can watch them back?
Hopefully they're not of myself. I'd rather listen to someone else.
all
Actually,
agree.
considering it was there, I'd rather listen to myself.
This is what I liked when I texted you. I was like, you were so good, especially with the, I don't know if I'm not, it's not a verbatim, but with the podcast bros or whatever, those bros that were up there. Just kind of
very interesting. People that say, oh, we need to stop marginalizing people. We need to accept everyone, love everyone. Very interesting that they take the first chance they get to marginalize people.
Yes.
And lump them into a group, these podcast bros. And they'll get to it. What he means by that is like these racist meatheads. So it's interesting to lump people into the same category when Tony and Shane are very different politically, personality-wise, humor-wise. They couldn't be more different, but they're lumping them into this same group. It's interesting how that works when you get the opportunity to do it.
Giving it to them because they were the Trumpsters, right? They pushed them and whatever. But that was the joke that you told.
Don, if you're going to pretend to be a journalist, get some facts right. Tony, you can accuse of that. Tony went to a Trump rally, and he said his goal with that was to get more people to vote for Donald Trump. Shane, I guess, is guilty of doing a good Trump impression. That's how he pushed for Donald Trump to be president. Like, Shane, Shane is definitely in the middle. I think he has some right-leaning tendencies. I think there's some things he likes about Trump. He also went on Rogan and argued for socialized medicine. This is not a staunch right-wing guy that people want to make him out to be. So to have none of your facts right on Shane and to lump them into the same category when they're completely different guys is so completely, it's disrespectful to your audience to handle the subject in this way.
And it's exactly what you blame the other side of doing to you.
Right. This is what Tucker Carlson does, or all these evil people on the other side. They just generalize and lump people into the same box. Don Lemon, by the way, is Don Lemon, has he always been like an idiot? He comes off like a real idiot in this, like genuinely. I know people don't like him. He's liberal, whatever. I think he's like a moron after watching this, like a genuinely dumb guy.
I'm liberal. I'm a liberal Democrat, but there's people in my party like Don Lemon. I'm just like, what the fuck are you?
Brain's a little light in the loafers.
Ill-informed, a little bit of a fancy boy.
Okay, Jesus.
Sucks dick, Mike. He's a pillow biter.
That has nothing to do with this, but the point I was making. I don't know how we got there. The
pillow
point
biter, the title of the show.
The lack of research he did was humiliating. Like, he gets so much wrong about this. But let's continue.
Giving it to them because they were the Trumpsters, right? They pushed them and whatever. But that was the joke that you told about Tony Hinchcliffe and going to the Middle East I think it was the most brilliant joke of the night. Here it is.
Oh, God damn it.
Now that your favorite leader is making the draft mandatory, I assume that all of you will be signing up to go fight in Iran. Or do you tough-talking pussies only go to the Middle East for comedy festivals?
It's good that first of all, Chelsea doesn't sound robotic there at all. You'd think after 30 years in comedy, her delivery would be a little more natural. But it's good that she's completely shed that Joan Rivers imitation she's been doing. It's good she's not trying to sound like Joan at all anymore.
That's right, Mike. We have a guest.
Who?
Let's
Right.
let's get him in here. Everyone, you know him, you love him. There he is.
Why is it taking so long?
Kragers.
Sorry, I was working on my next recipe.
You sound terrible. Why have you shoehorned your way into this segment?
What? I wasn't shoehorned.
He paid me.
I wasn't doing a good enough job calling Chelsea Handler a bitch, so good to have. Can we move on now, or do we need to stop everything?
I'm making sure you're towing the company line here.
Good. Well, go check out Very Good Chow, and let's get back to it, shall we? But yeah,
Mike,
so the delivery of the joke. Can I do a segment here, or do we have to all talk and call Don Lemon gay? Jesus, let me talk for a second. The joke she made, like the delivery was pretty weak. And it also didn't make any sense. Let me hear it again. Now that Craig's here. Craig, I don't know if you've heard this yet.
I think I know. Is this the Saudi one?
Yeah, let's hear it
Joke of the
again.
night. Here it is.
Now that your favorite leader is making the draft mandatory, I assume that all of you will be signing up to go fight in Iran. Or do you tough-talking pussies only go to the Middle East for comedy festivals?
So, for anyone that doesn't know, the joke doesn't make any sense.
Not a lick.
Shane Gillis and Tony Hinchcliffe are two of the three people that famously turned down money to go. And then people get into this thing where I saw this a lot. I bet they're lying for clout. Yeah, no, they booked all those comedians and didn't want two of the biggest. That would be ridiculous if Shane and Tony got invited to that. But they didn't go. It's an inarguable fact. Even if they didn't turn it down, they didn't go. They weren't over there. Kevin and Pete Davidson did go. So is she calling Pete Davidson and Kevin Hart Trump supporters?
And they killed Pete's dad.
And I thought that was a funny Pete Davidson joke. I was owed that money since I was 7.
That was a great joke.
I think she was calling them all pussies.
Yeah, a lot of the people are getting on Tony for his reaction to it. I think he just assumed she wasn't talking about him.
Yes, everyone's, and Don Lemon's going to say it in a second. They're like, "Oh, you got him. Look at how he react. He's so sensitive." Tony's like, that can't be me, right? I didn't go over there. Also, like, Tony's in his mid-40s. What is he going to get drafted? It doesn't. None of it makes sense.
Well, they can draft those guys now.
Okay, good.
Okay, sorry. Tony's reaction is next.
It was that look at the end that got me. He did not. I don't think he liked it. I don't know if he was acting, but that was brilliant. Chelsea.
Well, I appreciate that, but I'm not even sure Tony went to the Middle East. He was. Was he? It was just. That was just.
I'll tell you what happened here, because people were like, "Oh, Chelsea had to correct Don Lemon." I don't think Chelsea knew that either at the time. I think over the course of the 18 hours or whatever it was before she did Don Lemon, I think she got a lot of feedback where people were like, "What was that?" She had another. I don't know. Maybe Craig. I'm sure he journaled about it that night, so maybe he remembers. But there was another joke she told about Tony or Shane that made no sense. Like, she did. I think she thought she would get by on these, like, "Oh, I'll just make them out to be racist and everyone will laugh." But like, they didn't land because they legitimately didn't make any sense.
Well, she also was doing this thing where, like, her first half of her act was not funny. It was just like, "You guys aren't worth my time because you're pigs and monsters."
Right.
Which is like, yeah, you're setting the tone for fun, Chelsea.
Yeah, so now listen to finish the rest of this clip, and I have another thought.
Just directed towards the group of them that did. Kevin did. Kevin went.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really fun. I had a great time. Listen,
it was directed towards the group of them that went. Kevin Hart and Pete Davidson. So the joke now, let's rehash it with that in mind. Your favorite man, Donald Trump, is elected president, and he reinstituted the draft, which also, that's not even true. Even the part about the draft isn't correct. But let's say it is. The draft is back, and it's all Donald Trump's fault. And you guys that love him, are you going to sign up for the draft? Pete Davidson and Kevin Hart, you know how you two love Donald Trump? Or do you tough-talking pussies? You know that Pete Davidson is always talking tough.
Yeah.
You tough-talking pussies only go to the Middle East for comedy festivals. Explain that joke to me now, Chelsea. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Pete Davidson's talking tough to Ariana Grande's pussy, maybe. Kim Kardashian's, Kate Beckinsale.
And this, by the way, I did love that joke where Tiana Taylor was walking off stage, and Shane goes, "Pete, you're the only one who can do it, man." But so the other thing too is, like, for her to go on and sandbag Tony and Shane the next day and try and shit on them, like, I wouldn't have talked about Chelsea Handler's set. I thought she did, like, whatever. I thought it got an okay response. I didn't think she bombed, but I like I said, I thought she was the worst comedian of the night anyways. But I wouldn't be talking about it today. But then she goes on Don Lemon and sandbags these guys and says, like, "Oh, I didn't do a good enough job dragging their reputations through the mud. Let me try it again."
Yeah, this time I'll come with the facts.
Yes.
And those guys deserve to be talked about in that way. They are vile. Tony Hinchcliffe is like, come on. You were uncomfortable. It was gross. Some of the stuff is really gross. And I mean, I get it. I guess that's the spirit of a roast. But even, I don't know, I find it all to be pretty ick. So I just wanted to, like, play it a little bit of a higher key, and while also eviscerating them and letting them know on behalf of women, really.
Yeah. Eviscerating.
Wait, how did this become on behalf of women?
Yeah, don't speak for me, Chelsea.
Have either of them had any allegations of mistreating women?
No.
I don't think so.
No. You know what? Actually, Shane was humiliated recently by a past girlfriend because she went on a podcast and talked about what an amazing boyfriend he was and how she misses him.
Yeah, and Tony Hinchcliffe famously made fun of for being gay. So
Tony Hinchcliffe married a woman so she could get into the country. I don't even know what this is. Where it's about. I guess if you want to, they've both been canceled for racial jokes. So if you want to call them like racists, that's not true. But I'll also, and by the way, Shane's certainly not a racist. But look who Tony has employed. Like if you want to call him like a racist or a closed-minded guy, it's all mentally or physically challenged people and people of color who have become regulars on Kill Tony. So
he employs an African American band.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So, like, if you want to go after them for being racist, I guess there's a history there with their horrible jokes about Asians. But there's nothing to suggest that they're sexist or hate women. I don't know where that's coming from.
We'll find it. She's getting ahead of it.
I guess, yeah.
This seems to be an epidemic. You know what I mean? I really wanted to focus on the most kind of gross behavior.
Oh, good. It's glad you shined a light on that, Chelsea.
Mike, it's getting uncomfortable.
Did you guys talk about like the Charlie Kirk and George Floyd shit and that whole overreaction?
Oh,
Just
yeah,
now.
you missed it.
Man,
we played a great clip where Adam Sosnick was on with Piers Morgan, and he's like, you know, the thing about this Pete Davidson joke. What about the family of Charlie Kirk? They have to hear that. And then Piers reads a quote from George Floyd's family. And him and this woman, Emily Wilson, just go, who gives a fuck about their family?
You can hold your breath in between the time those two sentences happen and still live.
I mean, it's like the first time the country's watched a roast.
And you know what's weird is this happened a lot after some of the Comedy Central roasts. I feel like we didn't get this after the Brady roast. So that's why I ignorantly was like, no jokes will be made a fuss over in this.
This one was a lot more racially charged, for sure.
Craig,
yeah, but it's Kevin Hart roast.
Right.
The Tom Brady roast is going to be it's racially charged.
The irony that this happened at the most lukewarm entertainers roast is hilarious, by the way.
That's a great point. Yeah. It's just the most family-friendly. He's a corporation, not a comedian.
All right, we're going to get uncomfortable here.
Crazy, by the way. That reminded me. He didn't mention Big J when Kevin Hart went up. He didn't mention.
I know,
but he mentioned like 50 corporate sponsors.
Insane.
He's like, this is for DraftKings and Capital One.
Hey, Craigers, I had an idea you missed. So for all these like touch point moments in our like Charlie Kirk, George Floyd, we need a roast for every one of these. So as a nation, we can heal. Right? We need to make fun of it. We need to make.
He wants to roast George Floyd for the
George Floyd, the next Netflix roast. What do you think? I think we'll heal.
Yeah, we'll get Gavin McInnes, Anthony Cumia.
And then the other side too, you know, you get both sides on, and we heal as a country. I mean, listen, if Rwanda can go through what they went through, we can heal.
Yeah,
you know,
we'll have versus battles for dead martyrs.
Yes. Yeah.
We could have done one for the Titan submersible sub. We could have had a roast for that. Just all the fun things happen.
Let's find out what was so uncomfortable here.
Were you uncomfortable?
I mean, no, it's pretty hard to make me feel uncomfortable. You know, I don't really care enough about any of it, but I definitely was like, this isn't funny. I don't think some of this is funny. You know, it's like I don't think jokes like that are necessary.
It's like also shitty as a comedian, just as a comedian, by the way, to go on the next day and go, I didn't think they were funny. Like, what a sandbagging, shitty move as a comedian to be like, I didn't think they were funny. Well, do you think they were trying to be? Do you think Shane Gillis went up there and was like, this is a massive opportunity for me? I'm going to go up there and intentionally bomb just to be hateful to Chelsea Handler.
He thinks he did worse than he did, too.
He did great.
Yeah.
I thought he did excellent.
Yeah, and he's like, I sucked.
And I'll tell you this, too. I thought there were a lot of ways that went bad. I was like, fuck. I hope I thought he might do shitty. I could see that going south. Like, Shane's never hosted a roast before.
No, he's uncomfortable hosting SNL. He's uncomfortable hosting the ESPYs, so it could have...
Yeah, I could see ways that could have gone bad. I thought he far exceeded expectations. So to come on the next day and be like, oh, yeah, they weren't funny. Fuck them. I think he's just a shitty move as a comedian. I mean, I guess Chelsea's one of these people that isn't a comedian anymore. Like, I know she performs stand-up, but she's not like a comedian. She's just someone that wanted to be famous, kind of.
Yeah.
So
Can't think of things to say in a more clever way. Why would you ever make a joke about a noose? Like, it's just not acceptable. And I'm not taking any of the joy out of it. It was a fun night. I had a great time, but I just don't think that that kind of stuff is necessary. And I don't think it's.
Shane literally went out of his way. I thought too far to be like, I understand lynching is a serious thing, but bonsai is funny. Like, I didn't think he needed to do that. To be like, and to say on stage, like, oh, I called Cheryl Underwood, like all the kind of couching that he did was, I thought it was over the top, like unnecessary.
Yeah.
So for him to do that and then still get this from Chelsea Handler, where it's like, where do they get the right? But there is a great moment because a lot of this, they're white knighting for Cheryl Underwood. And there is a great moment at the end of this. So just hang with us here.
It's funny.
Yeah. What? What do you mean? What did you think about the Cheryl Underwood husband joke?
Well, yeah, I mean, Cheryl's, it's brutal. Like, it's brutal.
Point noted, she's laughing about it right now.
I know. She can't even
laughing.
think about it without laughing.
Yeah, it's that funny.
For those who don't know, what happened to Cheryl? What happened to the husband?
He killed himself by jumping off a bridge.
Yeah,
Yes, her husband killed himself, and there were jokes made about it on the roast.
Several.
Cheryl is a G, and she was fucking awesome last night, and I loved it. I don't even think she ran her set once, and she went up there and crushed it, and also said something loving within, her set. She was like, "It's nice that we can all get up here and say these things, but they're brutal."
Isn't that weird? the person you're saving, this Cheryl Underwood, got up and said, "It's nice that it's nice that we can just talk like this."
Isn't this great that I'm past it?
And by the way, like they're painting it like, before you got here, Craig, Don Lemon was like, these podcast bros. He said it like it was this filthy word he was using. And as one of the podcast bros, as a fan of Shane, like when Cheryl got up, I thought she was great.
She was awesome.
I thought she was very funny. Like they have this idea where it's like, we laugh at all the racist stuff. And then when one of these blacks gets up, we're like, oh, really? Make it
say, when it comes to that bonsai joke you were talking about, like Shane shouldn't have done it. I think he had the perfect joke with the slave ship in a bottle that was like funny.
Oh yeah, and by the way, to be clear, I don't mean shouldn't have done the joke. I mean he didn't need to be like, I know lynching is a serious thing, but bonsai is funny. Like he didn't need that.
No, definitely not.
Excuse or whatever. But Cheryl Underwood was very funny and made fun of those guys in a funny way. Like she didn't need this protecting. And even in Chelsea's defense of her, she's like, Cheryl seemed to love it.
and like I said, as soon as he brought it up, she started laughing. She was just having all those fond memories flood back through her head, and she couldn't hold in the laughter.
Yeah,
they're brutal to women, and they're brutal to black women, and it's just like so transparent.
Yuck! This fucking lady.
They're brutal to women. So that sounds like, and maybe I'm reading too much into it. They're brutal to women sounds like a pattern where she's got all these examples of them being brutal to women. I guess Kill Tony, I'm sure there are examples of Tony making jokes about women. What is the example of Shane? I can't even guess what she's talking about with Shane.
She must, well, Pete Davidson, he famously gets his heart broken constantly. So maybe she's talking about that.
I guess. But I don't think Pete's one of the people she's mad at. Who did go to Riyadh, which is all weird.
Yeah, but
Electra, as the lady on the panel, can you translate? What is she talking about?
I don't know, but she does make jokes about women too, and she's like one of the worst behaving people in Hollywood. I mean, she
whole career was my pussy.
Yeah.
My pussy is this. My pussy is that.
Yeah, she walked so Schumer could run.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Then in 2019, she went around and like did this whole thing where she interviewed black people to find out how to be more sensitive to black people, and it was just.
Oh
did
yeah,
you ever see that?
Yeah, it was all for years. It was I fucked 50 Cent. Isn't that crazy? I'm a white lady. Isn't that nuts? Then she made this reversal. I think when she saw people getting canceled for racial jokes and stuff, she's like, "No, I'm one of the good guys. Don't cancel me for anything." Yeah, she's a phony.
She is
the worst.
Craig, I got a show idea for a very good show.
I'm sure if you went through episodes of Chelsea lately, there would be much harsher jokes than that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way. Very.
Chelsea lately in
for
like
sure.
2010, definitely.
I did enjoy Tony's. It's not the first time a Jew bent over for 50 cents. That's a very funny line.
And Tony, that's the other thing is it took away from like people call Tony unfunny all the time. He's great at that. Like the joke about Kevin Hart's vegan restaurant, I thought was brilliant.
Yes.
That's a really funny joke. Like Tony's very good at that. So to come on as a comedian and watch what those guys did, and I'm coming from the perspective of someone who watched these guys when they were basically nobody. Like I saw Shane as an opener, and now he's hosting the biggest thing in comedy of the year. Like that's a pretty crazy ride. And to come on and shit on it as a comedian and have no respect for how good a job they did it proves she's not a comedian and she's just out of touch with everything happening in that world.
Next one is called Gross Guys.
I have a feeling I know who this is about.
I love that. I think that you are. I wouldn't say socially conscious. I mean, you don't give a shit. You don't mind me saying that. You don't give a fuck. But there are certain things
Don.
that you do give a fuck
She is
about.
sassy.
And that,
Sassy queen.
You know what I noticed about this Chelsea handler? She'll go there. She will absolutely go there. Even when you're saying, Chelsea, I don't know if you should go there. There's a line there. She'll step right over it. It's nuts. Which is a hilarious compliment to give someone. Like, hey, you'll go to those taboo places when the discussion is these guys went too far. It's a hilarious compliment to be like, Chelsea, you don't give a fuck what people think about you. Now, here's how awful these gross men are.
But these people went way further than you.
That can't be tolerated.
that is, I think, equality, fairness. Like you're aware of what's happening in society. You know these gross guys that they are. They talk shit about women all the time. This is the one thing. This is the one joke that.
Give one example. They talk shit about women all the time. Like I said, there are examples you can take out of context with Tony, where he'll make jokes about women not being funny or whatever, like on a comedy show. What is the example they could even pretend to use for Shane? I can't come up with it.
Yeah, I don't think there is one. And it's funny coming from a guy who wouldn't touch a woman. So why do you care so much about ladies?
That is getting
Casey is fixated on Don Lemon being gay. I'm not sure. I'm surprised by this twist.
Also, Craig went to pee. He'll be right back.
criticism from a lot of folks.
Well, Craig's had it a lot here, huh? I'm glad he jumped.
Yeah.
Mike,
Pee before the show, boys.
I get to see he's sleeveless, Mike. That's all I'm going to say. Craig
even better.
His white is just as white as Dawn's shirt. Oh my god.
He does not believe in tanning for summer.
Powdered dusty.
Go back a little bit. I stepped
okay. Here we go.
All the time. This is the one thing. This is the one joke that is getting criticism from a lot of folks. This is the Cheryl Underwood husband joke from Tony Hinchcliffe.
Her husband committed suicide 3 years into the marriage. I've been sitting next to her for 2 hours, and I have to ask, how did he last that long?
Again, by the way,
great joke.
That's a Cheryl Underwood joke.
Right.
That's not a Cheryl Underwood's husband joke. That's a joke about Cheryl Underwood being annoying. Again, he's using an outrageous topic to, provoke a reaction. But like the joke is, hey, this guy killed himself. How did he not do it earlier? Because you're so annoying. That's the joke. I don't know why I need to explain that. But again, the joke is not at the expense of the man who lost his life.
I think we need a guy after every joke or lady to come out and say that. Just give us the facts of the joke.
I'll be like Netflix's John Madden. I'll circle it.
Yes. Whiteboard. Amazing.
Boom. What Tony was doing here was a misdirect.
Yeah. Here's when he gets real racist.
Here's where the punchline comes in. Bam.
Green is a naughty guy. He has paid $4 million in fines. Did you name your daughter Cash because you plan on losing her anyway?
Tony's laughing.
What do you think?
It's hard to look at that color skin
It's like there's a certain MAGA spray tan that you can get that's available, and he has it,
making
and
fun of
it's
skin
really
color,
hard to
huh?
pull.
Craig, quiet down, Craig. I mean, we're looking at the pastiest man I've ever seen.
Yeah, go wherever Tony goes, Craig.
I don't see, skin color.
By the
Do
way,
they
if
have a
Chelsea,
sun where you live?
if Chelsea thinks there's a MAGA skin color, Craig has defied the odds.
Yeah, he has no color. None. Zero melanin.
Craig lives underground.
I sure do.
Focus on anything coming out of his mouth when someone is that shiny. I couldn't even listen.
Oh my goodness, she went there again, Chelsea. You are so naughty. But what is this now? You're just roasting them the next day? Like, what is this exercise?
Now that I had more time to write and hear the internet.
The jerk store. This is a jerk store moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's what I should have said.
I couldn't even tell you what he said.
Oh, good. So you weren't listening. Terrific.
Epstein joke. We get to an Epstein joke.
Okay, so
another great roast.
Shane Gillis, despite who is going to be advertised here, this is a Shane Gillis joke. An amazing, very funny to just acknowledge that she went to Jeffrey Epstein's house. It wasn't even a party. There were like 7 people. Prince Andrew was there. It was
Couple
very,
kids.
It was very funny, and it's also something like she's talking about calling out these horrible guys that need to be stopped. Well, then you should kind of respect Shane for doing that, right? He called out.
Hilariously also at this dinner was George Stephanopoulos.
This is going to be, I believe, a 45-minute, if I remember correctly, I think it's a 45-minute explanation of why Chelsea was at Jeffrey Epstein's house. If you've ever heard someone more nervous, humming, just watch how long this fucking answer is.
Oh, like the audience was like, no, we don't like these jokes about her. I was like, oh, I felt like, so that was cute.
Well, I think generally people like you. I don't think people look. I guess the bros do. They don't. People generally don't have high regard. That my words, not Chelsea's, for like Tony Hinchcliffe or some of these folks. But Chelsea,
you know what I would love, and this is I should have asked you for this before, Casey. I would love if he said that to splice that with, "Are you ready for the best night of your lives?" in an arena full of people erupting.
Yeah.
Just no one really has any respect for this guy. No one likes him. He's never done anything. And again, I'm not saying I even respect Tony Hinchcliffe. There's a lot mockable about Tony. But to be like, yeah, no one really likes this guy. He's just selling out arenas everywhere.
He's very, very successful.
I'm now convinced Tony Hinchcliffe's agents are paying Don Lemon to make me like him. Because now I like Tony a little bit, and I don't like that. Thanks a lot, Don.
Don Lemon, I'm sure Craig will say it's always been the case. I didn't realize he was so unlikable. He sounds like a fucking moron here.
Yeah, he knows nothing.
I think people love you because, there's a comedic side of you, but there's also the very socially conscious side of you as well. I want to know what you think about this particular.
That is what people love. It's like, oh, good. She's going to, you know what? She's going to make us laugh, but she's also going to get real with us once in a while. The girl that wrote, "Hello, vodka, it's me, Chelsea," is going to tell us how it is.
Joke. This is Tony Hinchcliffe making a joke about you, and I think later you had to explain to him the difference between being Jewish and a Zionist, but here it is.
Chelsea is a Zionist.
Okay, now that is a great moment in broadcasting where Don Lemon goes, "This guy's such an idiot, Chelsea. Tony Hinchcliffe makes a joke about you being a Zionist, and you had to explain to him that's not the case. Isn't he a moron for getting that wrong?" Let's cut to Tony Hinchcliffe. And whose big white face do we see? Shane Gillis. He just has the wrong guy completely.
I'm not saying that's good or bad. Speaking of dead kids, she's a big fan of abortions. Chelsea's been scraped more times than the grill at Benihana.
Can I tell you it was very fun to be like, I feel like that's a Zach Amico joke, or I feel like there were a few that were very clearly Nick Mullen.
Yeah.
Where you're like, that's pretty awesome that those guys had that opportunity.
Of tossing tiny shrimp into a child's mouth, Chelsea Handler went to dinner at Jeffrey Epstein's house in 2010. It's just a fun one. You can look it up. There's articles. It wasn't like a big party. There was like 7 people there. And it was like Prince Andrew and Woody Allen were there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Handler.
And Shane.
Greatest ever.
Don Lemon's laughing.
Yes.
And I don't think he ever corrects. He's never like, oh, I called Tony Hinchcliffe a monster for making these jokes. I'm actually laughing at Shane Gillis make them. My apologies.
And Shane, just so you know, Judaism and Zionism are two different things. Kind of like how Chinatown.
Do you know the story?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know the Woody Allen story?
Okay, so
no, not really.
Here comes the I'm not a pedophile story. This is
No.
like
Okay, so,
Casey, we heard earlier. Remember we heard earlier where to set it up for Craig, Piers Morgan goes to Adam Sosnick, hey, did you think Pete Davidson's joke about Charlie Kirk was funny? And Adam Sosnick responds, when I was 20 years old, I started stand-up comedy. And we're like, where is this going? That should have been yes or no. Not yes. So they replay for her a joke about going to Jeffrey Epstein's house. And instead of responding to that, it's, let me take you on a journey, Don. So let's hear it.
No, not really. No.
Okay, so I go to Jeffrey Epstein's house for dinner. This is like 2010, I think he said.
Big whoop. Who hasn't? You know what I love about all these? This is very common. I went to Jeffrey Epstein's house for dinner. I went to his home. I don't know him. I didn't know him before that. I didn't know him after. I didn't associate with him while we were there. I don't know how he found my number. Yeah, I did. No, you're right. I did go to his house and dine with him in an intimate setting. But I don't know anything about him. I didn't know his name. I was dragged there. It's amazing that they all have the same story.
I did piss in his toilet, but I don't know him.
Katie Couric. I go with Katie as her guest.
burying
There's
everyone.
a dinner party. All these people are there. Andrew, Prince Andrew, and I'm like, you know.
It's a who's who of pedophiles.
You know, the only guy to get arrested from the files, Prince Andrew, he was there.
So there I am. It's a regular night. I'm minding my own business, and I'm sitting down for dinner with Jeff Epstein, Prince Andrew, and Woody Allen.
And when you know it, Baphomet walks in.
No, we're at probably his mansion in New York, or no, we were at a restaurant. I can't remember. Anyway, Woody Allen and Soon-Yi Previn sit.
Time to remember. Was it a restaurant or Jeffrey Epstein's house? Who could remember a detail like that?
Well, there were children as furniture, so if that helps clear which place we were at.
Can you imagine if you met someone as controversial as Jeffrey Epstein and being like, now where was that? Boy, my memory is fuzzy.
Us for me at dinner, and I see Woody Allen walk in, and I'm like, oh my God, like, holy shit, I can't be here. I didn't know who Andrew Epstein was at the time. I found out shortly after.
Woody Allen.
Jeffrey Epstein, freshly out of jail.
Yes.
For sex crimes.
And pleading out, not being found not guilty.
I think what we're learned here is Chelsea's an easy invite. This chick just likes a free plate. Get a free plate of food and she's in.
And I was like, oh, what are we doing now? Same with Katie. But anyway, Woody Allen walks in. I was like, I can't. And I kick Katie under the table. I'm like, we got to get out of here. I'm not going to be able to control myself around Woody Allen. I'm going to say something to him. And she's like, can you wait? And I'm like, wait until what? And she's like, wait until after dinner and say it. I was like, I don't think so.
I really
I'm
want
like,
this prime rib. Katie Couric loves Jeffrey Epstein. But me, I wanted to get out of there.
Or loved his chef. Oh, the chef.
She's fresh off yelling at Matt Lauer for the things he did as she walks to Jeffrey Epstein's house for dinner.
And this is also like, it's the same story all the celebrities have. I was itching to get out of there. Oh, I was so uncomfortable. I hated it there. And then, sure enough, Katie Couric drags me. No, sit down. Eat all your vegetables. Clean plate club, Chelsea. Come on. You know the rules.
I got to get out of here. Ooh, bacon wrapped shrimps.
Chelsea, don't be rude to Jeffrey Epstein.
Honestly.
Finish your plate.
Honestly, Craig, you're a little late to the party. You would have been the greatest chef at the Epstein estate. I'm saying that.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry, buddy.
God,
That's a good point. Yeah.
I can't control myself. I might have an outburst. And so I wait, which was a fun experiment for me because I've never had to exhibit patience before in my life.
I've never gotten to test my will at a pedophile's house. It was a real treat.
I waited and waited and waited until dessert came out. I was nice and affable throughout dinner. I asked him questions about movies that he didn't even make, but I was just out of material. And then finally, I said at the end of dinner, the waiter put blackberry cobbler on everyone's dish around the table, and I leaned into him and Suni and I said, "So how did you two meet?"
Fucking home run, cocksucker.
Hey, it sounds like my kids are killing themselves, so I gotta jump.
Well, it was a real pleasure to have you here. You were.
God.
Give it up for Krieger.
I tried.
Gotta hide the knives when you come on these shows, okay, Kriegers?
Yeah, that's right.
Go check out Very Good Chow.
Yes.
Which I complimented earlier in the program. We did a show before you got here.
Look how good that looks.
Yeah. All right, get out of here.
Bye.
Bye, Kriegers.
Well, thank you, Craig. He added a lot.
Did.
Good to have him. No, it's always nice to have a Craig injection, which you can get at Jeffrey Epstein's house. But it is great to go on that long story. And then she expected like the house to come down. How did you two meet? Which I thought was a Joan Rivers joke about Woody Allen, but I couldn't find it. I tried to get her for that, but there seemed to be no evidence of it. I swore. But she tells this joke about Woody Allen, and it's like, boy, that's a lot of words to not explain why you were at Jeffrey Epstein's house.
Right. You made a not even offensive little joke at him. Ooh, good job. Good job. You really did it for the team there, Chelsea.
And by the way, do I believe that there were a lot of people that went to Jeffrey Epstein's house or even flew on his plane that just thought they were going to some celebrity thing, a celebrity networking function? Absolutely. I don't think everyone on the Epstein flight logs is guilty of some horrible crime. But it's just funny. It's funny to get brought up. What?
Mike, you're not on those logs, are you? I'm just saying this is how it usually
Don't worry
starts.
about it, is all I'm saying. Don't dissect every name is the point I'm making. But it's very funny to have Jeffrey Epstein get brought up and explain it with a 9-minute story about a joke you made to Woody Allen.
Yeah, and Don doesn't ask her any questions like,
No.
Did you see anything incriminating? Did you see any young girls there? Like, nothing.
Great
I would
point.
have a million questions.
This newsman is like,
Yes.
Chelsea, well, I've gotten the gold out of you. I was hoping just to get that Woody Allen story and nothing else out of someone who went to Jeffrey Epstein's house.
Totally lame.
By the way, you have the best plausible deniability for being on that plane. I couldn't see their IDs, officer. You know?
Oh, God.
That's right.
We're just Cheryl Underwood.
Okay, so is this Cheryl Underwood coming on the podcast? Because
Yes.
they white knight for her in such a way where they're like, I couldn't believe these guys are horrible to women and they're horrible to black women. I couldn't believe what they did to Cheryl Underwood. It's a crime, and I'm brave enough to call it out the next day. Cheryl, what do you think? And this is just a great moment. Cheryl, who clearly wasn't listening to the first part of the show that she wasn't on, comes in and says this about Tony Hinchcliffe and Shane Gillis.
We call that a Krieger's.
Cheryl, what did you think? There were they made fun of your husband a couple of times, and you laughed. You laughed.
Well, but this is a different situation. And Chelsea can answer this as well. In the old days of the Friars Club roast, because I used to hang out in the Friars Club in Beverly Hills and in New York. Yeah, what comedians talk about when we're with each other, sometimes it does hit me. And when Tony came to me at the luncheon at Ted Sarando's house, the owner of Netflix, the run all of Netflix, and he said, I just want to talk to you. And we spoke. And then Shane called me personally. It was the respect that they had for the situation. I said, but your jokes better be funny. They better be funny.
Can I tell you how great it is to hear her where they're like, hey, the jokes they made about me are one thing. What I'm disgusted by are the jokes they made about this proud black woman and the tragedy that she endured. That's too far. And these guys are gross for doing it. And then Cheryl Underwood comes on and is like, these boys, they restored my faith in white men. They couldn't have been more sweet and charming. And they approached me with the proper respect. And these two idiots, Chelsea and Don, are just left there to be like, oh, they nod along. They don't acknowledge that they were completely slamming Tony and Shane for the first 40 minutes before Cheryl got on. And he continues with how sweet they were.
Chelsea looks like she's sitting in her own fart right now. Just not a happy person.
And they'll never acknowledge it. That's what's crazy about this show. There wasn't a moment of like, oh, I said that was Tony Hinchcliffe's joke. It was Shane's, or vice versa. Or I said they went to the Middle East for Riyadh. They didn't. Like, there's not a moment of correcting themselves, and they got so much wrong.
They are literally stereotyping like all white man as this evil, comedian white man that they can all hate, doing exactly what people have done to them forever. What is going on?
Mark Maron, of all people, surprisingly has a very good joke about this, where he says, for the last 10 years, liberals have annoyed the country into fascism, which is like a very funny line. Like, and it is, like they never see that this badgering of people and this insistence on policing language, it has never once worked for them.
No, I don't know how much more I can take, honestly, for, community standards. I mean, I like the financial stuff of conservatives. You got me there. But
come on over to the Very Good Chow Kitchen, Casey. We'd love to have you.
I'm going to sit here in the middle and just have everyone hate me.
And if they're not funny, I will get you. But what it also does, Don, it allows us to open up the discussion about mental health and men who are bearing the burden of life, especially Black men who bear the burden of life.
Shane and Tony have unburdened Black America.
That is such a great freaking line.
They've enlightened society into being more comfortable with themselves.
I'm putting that as my tagline. That is my tagline. Comedian and a life fixer. World fixer.
They were so hoping to be like, oh, these guys are gross. Oh, they're so gross. I hate Tony and Shane. They're mean, nasty boys. Right, Cheryl? And Cheryl's like, they could not. Oh, they couldn't have been lovelier.
I don't know if that was Electra. I think it might have been Don Lemon, like whispered something under his breath as she was talking.
Oh, I thought it was you. That might be Don.
Let's just check that out.
It wasn't me.
Okay, so we all thought it was each other. No, it was. I think this is Don Lemon right here.
Discussion about mental health and men who are bearing the burden of life.
He goes, "Oh my God, yes,
my God,
yes,
yes."
Don Lemon is such a moron that he doesn't realize this is flying in the face of his entire argument.
Oh my God, yes.
Chelsea, I mean, there are just some jokes you don't make. And then Cheryl Underwood comes in and is like, people are freer today because of Shane Gillis and Tony Hinchcliffe. I can't thank them enough.
No, since the Emancipation Proclamation, have blacks been freed by whites like this.
3 names I love. It's Abraham Lincoln, Shane Gillis, and Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh my God, you're so right. What the fuck, Don Lemon?
Especially Black men who bear the burden of life. And we're being told as people, you don't need therapy. You can handle this yourself. We do need therapy. We do need medication. God. We do need God. And people need to understand that these things happen. But this was a roast on Netflix. And had those men not come to me with respect, they would have got their ass whooped. Because I had 2 dudes that was waiting for them.
But instead, what they got were the 2 sweetest boys in America.
Go get them. We had the whole street ready. We had everybody in Inglewood was ready. But I know people love me and feel like they went too far. I think they did exactly what they needed to do, because we wouldn't be talking about mental health right now if they didn't.
Frankly, Don, they healed the nation. If I can summarize it, world peace is what they provided.
Got on the wrong side of that one, Don Lemon. Jesus.
And it shows you how fucking phony these people are, that Don Lemon the whole time is going, absolutely, yes, I 100. It's like you're echoing what I was saying before you got here. I wasn't saying how gross and disgusting these men are. I was with you, that they moved us forward and progressed mental health, and it's all thanks to their jokes.
They have no spines.
Yeah, you could move Don Lemon to say anything. That is amazing.
It's great, too, where it's like the whole time they're like, Tony and Shane, if nothing else, it was disrespectful. And then Cheryl Underwood swoops in and goes, I'll tell you who was respectful. It was Shane Gillis and Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yes.
And not only that, but we had a whole community ready to burn them down if they weren't, and they were so respectful. But they're
for the first time.
They're part of the Johnson family now. They come to the barbecue.
I love that.
Amazing.
Oh yeah! So a terrifically idiotic moment by Chelsea and Don, and I'm glad that people mocked them all week. Because even like, again, if you're a liberal or you vote the same as Chelsea and Don, don't tolerate that shit because it makes you look like a fucking idiot when they're speaking for you. So I'm glad they got called out all week.
I think the tide has turned, though, Mike, in this country. I think most people now sort of understand that is a gimmick.
What that would have resulted in, I'll say 6 years ago, roughly, is Tires and Kill Tony. There's a chance they would be off Netflix. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all these things would have gotten protested. Gigs would have been canceled of their, like... There is a difference. We still get the horse shit around it where people complain, but it's not as much. The instinct is not to fire people and lose sponsorships. Like Shane might have lost Bud Light 6 years ago for the outrage around these horrible jokes. And now it's not even a question. So I do think that's progress.
Yes, that is an evolution. Thank God. All right, time for our final Super Chat of the day. Thank you guys so much for Super Chatting. We appreciate it.
Shardle Frenemy. If Pete's joke was pitched to Tony, would Tony do it, and vice versa?
If it made sense, that feels like a Tony Hinchcliffe joke, honestly. Just the concept or the context of switching it doesn't really make sense. No one thinks Pete Davidson's gay, and everyone thinks Tony is.
We wish
so
he was.
It doesn't make any sense. But yes, I think Tony would have told a Charlie Kirk joke. I mean, Tony is a little weird politically. I'm not saying that, but like I think he would have made a Charlie Kirk joke nonetheless.
I've met a trick in LA that Pete has fucked. Like that dude gets around. Holy shit.
It's quite a roster.
So did you fuck her too, and then you got like you fucked Pete?
No, we are not Eskimo brothers.
Stuttering John Corleone, Gringo Poppy is a postmodern comedic masterpiece.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it should have been news. If the Kevin Hart roast is news, then Gringo Poppy should have been front page.
Don Lemon discussing Gringo Poppy is something I need in my life. How can we make this happen? how do we make this?
This guy's good.
Yes. He was actually pretty good. Schaub on Rogan. I saw a little bit of it. I mean, for Schaub, he was good.
There was a lot of fighting talk. I listened to it at 3x the speed just to see if there's anything for the show. It was a lot of fighting talk, so I didn't pay a ton of attention.
Electra.
Manny Muskets, Shane and Chelsea have hated each other since she said the wrong thing about him getting fired.
Oh, was Chelsea? That's interesting.
Maybe there's a longer
I don't remember Chelsea reacting to that. I know Nikki Glazer had a shitty reaction to it, but I don't remember Chelsea weighing in on that. But I'll have to look that up. I do know Shane mentioned on his podcast there was a clip circulating this week of Matt and Shane years ago talking about Chelsea and just shitting on her for a lot of what you were bringing up, Electra. A lot of like the phony racial stuff. Mm-hmm. And they were making fun of her for that in like 2017 or something. And so I think that's probably what fueled Chelsea much more than anything, for society.
And who watched Chelsea lately anyways? At Brando 807, we get it, Mike. You like Shane. Is your throat sore?
Oh, Brando.
Oh.
I'm surprised that was your takeaway from this.
I will say this, Mike. I've seen this on Twitter a few times, that you were actually one of the first people, if not the first, out there defending Shane.
Shane said that.
Yeah. Where are you at, Shane? Where are you at?
Wow. Shane even acknowledged that?
Shane has called me multiple times. The first true believer.
Yeah, you know what you do to first believers? Show up on their show. Anyway, we'll see you soon, Shane. I'm sure we'll get that call. We have a Rumble rant. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I have no idea where that money goes.
Don't ask.
Slush fund of Casey Days, but
it's for the horse.
Wait like a year to get the money out of there, but who knows? But This is lovely. This is from Peen Wienerstein.
Okay,
that is lovely. You're right, Electra.
In my son's video game, there's an item called Krager Bear. New nickname established, and I actually got Krager Bear. I went to the link that he put, and there it is. It's a thing.
It's a real thing.
Yes.
Describe it. What is it?
It's a video game called Ratchet and Clank or something, and it's this little thing called a Krager Bear, like an item that you can acquire in a video game, you know, and it's like a little blue, really ugly bear. It looks really kind of ugly, but it's adorable too at the same time.
Interesting.
Kragers, you're everywhere, buddy.
Krager Bear.
A Krager Bear.
Oh, the monster that lives under the bed. Is that a Krager Bear right here?
Right? Thank you, Peen Wienerstein.
Yes, thank you.
That might stick. That one might stick.
At Charlotte Frenemy, how disappointed was Prince Andrew to walk out to middle-aged Handler and Korik?
That is, I thought it was promised good whores. Why are these old ladies here?
Jeff, what is this?
These old bitches.
You're not all that was promised, Jeffrey, I gotta say.
That's
That is fucking
hilarious.
hilarious.
They do seem like an odd invite. Brando 807, just busting chops, buddy. Tough to judge tone here.
We love
Oh,
you,
don't worry. Brenda, don't beat yourself up.
That's right. All right, Mike, that is all the super chats. Thank you, super chatters. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for your monies.
Beautiful. I mean, Craig swooped in here, tried to take over the program, and we wouldn't let him. We said, listen, pal, leave it to Very Good Chow, which is where Craig should be consumed. So a lot of
Amazing.
good stuff.
Num,
A
num,
lot
num,
of-
num, num.
You smell that? Something good is cooking in Craig's kitchen. So go over to Very Good Chow and support Craig. Very Good Show on YouTube and TikTok, I think. At Very Good Show.
And people do like me. Share his show with old ladies baking groups. Just
That's
really
very
confuse
funny.
them. Yeah.
Definitely do that. But genuinely, I think he might be onto something. So check it out. Even if you think Craig is a deplorable racist and commits atrocities to children, put all that aside and say, but what is he cooking? You know, how are his cooking skills? And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised what you find. So,
Rich has got to eat too, you know?
That's right. What's happening at HACKRIDE Studios? Tell the people where to find you.
HackRideStudios.com. Electra and I, next show will be a music show either tonight or tomorrow. The great Active Child. Electra, did you see that Active Child liked our post on X? He actually liked it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. So we know Mike's a big music guy, so obviously he's heard a ton of this ginger falsetto singer that plays the harp. But so we'll be he is amazing. So we'll be listening to that, and then we got unboxing Tuesday and Wednesday. Riley and Eric still going. My God.
Check that out. Anything else, Electra? I know you're touring the nation.
She's
I know you're
everywhere.
I'm gonna be playing poker later with Anthony Cumia and Tukey and
dude.
I don't know what happened. I don't know how I get these invites.
And she'll be on the Howard Stern show Monday morning.
It's possible.
What is this? What is this? You're playing poker with Tukey and Anthony?
Yeah, and Trucker Andy and who else? Pat Dixon and Joey C.
Co-host on that show now? I feel like you're always on.
Well, I love poker, Mike. I really do. And I'm not bad. I mean,
I'm not blaming you. What's in it for you here? Are you asking yourself, what's Andy getting out of this? Why is he using you?
love of the game.
I don't know. I don't trust that guy, that Andy. He's a rat.
And then
No.
tomorrow you can see Electra on Don Lemon discussing the racists at the game. She's
Oh, I'm gonna go up against Don Lemon.
That'd be fun. Let's get her on there. Hashtag Electra to Lemon.
She'll be on there. It will happen, Mike. I swear to God. I saw her in Pat Dixon. I'm like rubbing my eyes. Like, what's happening here?
Well, go support the gang that supports this show. I appreciate all of them being here. I don't always appreciate them shoehorning themselves into segments and then leaving halfway through twice. But when they're here for the full show, I always appreciate them. So support Craig and Casey and Electra, because without them, this show doesn't happen. So support the peeps. Go to blindmike.net as well. Become a member if you'd like. Monday night, tomorrow, me and Tukey. If Electra doesn't take his shirt tonight, I guess. And that's
Kicked
it.
my ass last time, so I don't know. I'm coming for revenge.
You represent the show, Electra. You better win.
I will.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Cheers.
And we have a meme transition.
Hey, it's Boogie.
happens through the way, everyone else.
Now, this is very interesting. Now, really, ladies, if you're listening, and men, and everybody in between.
If I tell you you've got a homicide, buddy, you've got a homicide.
I hope to hear from you soon.
I am proud to own the Trumpy Bear, and I will always be proud to be an American.
Put it in the outro.
Until then, have yourself a great day, and as always,
There's no cum on my mic.
rock on.
Stop the baloney, huh? What kind of statement is that?
I wrote it. One of my favorite players to cover when he was here was Mike Vrabel. Tell me Mike Vrabel's story.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Piss on it.
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. All right.
Stop! My belly hurts.
My dad was in the military.
Who's that, sir?
Can you please kindly F off, please?
If a person is on a bridge, threatening to jump, how do we know that he wants help?
Okay, I hope nothing bad happened.
Money, 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 money. Fuck, please.
Anyway, God bless America.
Put it in the outro.
No.